How long have you guys known each other?
I was actually thinking about this on the drive. I think a good start to this podcast here while I'm trying to get people to come in, so I'm just sending out the messages. It's Kyra Mobile, right?
Yeah. How about we,
I think we should tell the story of how we met.
We're at...
And how long we know each other. So that way people get a sense of the vibe of, like, what's actually going on here.
Mm-hmm. Also, I was going to say, I'm broke again in game and I need more gold. I need more gold.
No.
See,
no.
Look, Thorn's build was never my friend. Now Devil Swing is new best build.
No, I don't care because it's 2 mil per reroll, and I have 3 items that need to be rerolled right now. So your gold is your own fucking problem at this point. All right.
Yo, hook it up.
Nope. I've done my part. I'm doing my part, and I have done my part, and now it is time for you to fucking go grind your ass off. All right, Discord's ping. Let me put out a tweet here.
Yeah, I got the taste of it one time, and now it's like, lol, farming your own gold. Who does that?
You have Twitter, right? I can tag you on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I have like maybe 3 posts, 4 posts. There I am.
That's fine. I'm gonna tag you. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
All right. Sending out that, and then we're good to go. And let's start.
Damn, I gotta.
You have like a list of topics you want to go through? I'm thinking just state of the game stuff.
Well, yeah, state of the game. I was gonna just go through the season, and then also I've been compiling people's questions here on a notepad. Yeah, but we need more. We need more questions. They're more like very specific. A lot of DI stuff too. We got a couple DI questions we can. Correlate into there.
Let's do it at the very end.
At the
very end.
Well,
because we don't want to pull a dev live
I was just gonna say it was so successful to like put DI in the front portion of. Think about all that engagement they got, all that extra engagement they got from theirs. Big brain.
Yeah, don't help it with DI.
Yeah.
All right. So. I think we're about ready. This is the official start. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We've now started.
Okay, we have started.
So let's tell the story about. And the audio is good. Yeah, we already confirmed audio is good. Everyone says the audio is good and everything. All right, dope. So then let's start with the story. Probably should close out. Close out, and that way we can see the
audio is good.
All right, dope.
Background noise bad. Now background noise gone.
Background noise.
Well, here
do we have background noise?
It was the game. It was the game playing.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah, actually, I set a box here to keep the illusion.
Let me step off it.
Yeah. We were talking about how, why do tall people look short on stream? And then I was bringing
the chair.
Well, it's the chair, yes, and then also it's hard to convey torso height from there. But also, another example is like J Gigs. He's 7'6", and he looks so short.
He's not 7'6". He's 6'8".
I was really hoping you were going to just double down on this joke.
He's 6'8". He's very fucking tall. I mean, we don't have to fudge his numbers.
I was just going to keep raising his height every time.
Okay, that would have been good, actually. That would have been really good.
Yeah,
you know what's great about that is he had the Deadpool costume because he's such a Deadpool fan. He had to have a custom-made Deadpool costume to fit him, and it cost him like $6,000 or something.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like he spent more on that Deadpool costume than any mobile game, basically.
Damn. That's crazy.
It's a pretty cool costume that he never goddamn wears. And did you know his...
never wears? I would wear that to sleep.
I've never seen him wear it once. And if you actually look at... did you know his icon for his channel is...
it's like a Deadpool.
It's Deadpool, yeah.
It's Deadpool. So that makes sense. Big Deadpool fan. Okay, we got Flop Gaming, first-time chatter. I'm 5'11", or even 6 even, and I always end up getting... my 5'7" friends looking like they're the same height as me on streams.
It's the chair. It's absolutely the chair. Like, so 2 things. One is I slouch. I'm very often like this. Like I'll sit with like one leg on the chair. So that's part of it. The other part of it is I have a chair designed for like big people. It's like purposely really large. Yeah. Okay. So it's like I'm sitting in the revert. You have the axe. I just now noticed that.
What?
The axe.
Oh yeah. You want to see it?
Yeah, I do actually want to see it. Okay, you go get the axe. All right, I'm going to start the story of how me and Kyra met while he's getting the axe here. And my axe. So, me and Kyra, the very... Best Buy, right?
Yeah, it's Best Buy.
Okay.
Here.
Wait, let me see.
Very fucking short. Very fucking short.
Like, don't touch it.
Literally don't even. Yeah.
Okay.
The guy was talking about how he like cut himself taking the wrapping off.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. So
it's actually like pretty.
It looks very barbarian-esque, right?
That's like pretty hefty, to be honest with you. It's more than I was expecting. Yeah, we should put that away, I think.
Yeah. It's like legitimately
dangerous.
dangerous.
It's a little scary. It's a little scary. So, where was I? Best Buy. Best Buy, right. So, we met at Best Buy. Now, I was working at Best Buy because of the mouse, right? It started with the mouse. So,
yeah.
I was working at Best Buy. You came in playing World of Warcraft.
Hold on, we might have ads.
Where are we getting?
So, I have a little plug-in. It shows
that's
me.
really nice.
Yeah, I'll send you the thing.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Yeah. There's a guy Nutty on Twitch, and so I subscribe to his Patreon, and he has all these Stream Elements things built in. So when I shout someone out, is someone live here? Let me show you me shouting him out. Who's live right now? Because we're in an ad anyway. So if I want
shout Jacobs, he's live. We were just talking about him.
Okay, so it should. Yeah. See. Boom.
Oh, that's really good. That's good.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay, let's go. The ads should be over.
Also in the spirit of
we got 10 seconds. 10
yeah.
seconds. Okay, and then we got a delay, so we'll give him a.
In the spirit of Tom Cruise movies coming out, I'm gonna need you to sit back so I look just as tall as you.
You go forward. I go backwards.
Look at that.
We're we got the size.
No, I'm 6'1" now.
Yeah,
I'm 6'1". Yeah, I'm gonna need. Do you see that in Top Gun 1? The girl was way taller than him, so he would stand.
What movie is with Tom Cruise is coming out?
Mission Impossible 7, like Fire, Part 1. Have you seen the stunt?
I don't care. Oh, it's just CGI. I don't give a fuck if you're jumping off a green box.
He literally ramps off a cliff with a motorcycle.
Yeah, but I don't care.
And then parachute out. He did it 7 times.
Don't fucking care.
It's so fucking cool.
Don't care.
It's so fucking cool. He did
I'm sure it is.
It's actually fucking. And at 60, he's 60 years old.
Don't care. So they're back. We got caught in the middle of the ads. We waited to tell the story.
Yeah.
We waited for the ads. Goated podcast. So we're telling the story. I'm going to start. You can interrupt as you see fit. So the story of how we met. So I was working at Best Buy. You came in as a customer.
Yes.
Okay. And we were both playing World of Warcraft at the time. And you were asking for a suggestion for a mouse.
Correct.
Right? And I suggested the Razer Naga. Because I was actually using the Razer Naga. And I think I gave you some bullshit about Arena or something.
Yeah.
Like it being good in Arena. And then you bought the mouse. And I think what I said...
The OG Naga was goated.
It was actually good for back in the day.
Like I tried the new one now, and like it doesn't have the same feel. Like this was like years ago, so maybe they've changed it again. But I remember that OG Naga felt really good.
Well, OG Naga was actually good because it was like the first mouse that had like other buttons. Other than just like.
I was used to like the Death Adder. I'd have 2. Then it had a shitload. It almost got overwhelming how many buttons.
I'm using the Death Adder now. But Glorious hit me up on Twitter. And they were like, "You want a mouse?" Or they didn't say you want a mouse. They said, "We noticed you use your keyboard," or our keyboard, and we were like, "Awesome!" When we saw your unboxing video. So I'm like, "Well, you want me to use your mouse? Send me your mouse." So like, okay. So they send me a mouse. So I'm waiting for it to show up. I'm gonna try out the Glorious mouse. Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag It's just they're sending it to you for you to review, and you could be objective.
Yeah, I mean, I could smash it on the table and call it dog shit and get away with it, basically. But I'm sure it'll be fine because I'm not really a massive Death Adder fan. It's okay.
Death Adder is that mouse, so my issue with the Death Adder is that the plastic, like this part on the side, is like a separate piece. And so eventually, with enough League of Legends play, that piece will fall off. Nowadays, we're more about productivity and doing stuff like editing, and Diablo is really not that intensive when it comes to buttons on a mouse, so who cares?
So my problem with the mouse, before we go back to the how we met story, is that all the mouses I've had, after enough use, gets like this level of grime on it that you have to like scrape off, and you can literally like just I think that's just like it's oil on
an unfortunate reality of hands.
Yeah, I guess.
And skin.
I mean, you're probably right, but I think there's mouses designed that don't do that. That have like they got like hose in it. So like the problem is I use a mouse too long, and it like I feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, you got to clean it.
I know, but like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not going to buy a $40 mouse and then 3 years later, I'm like, let me get through 3.5 inches. I'm just going to throw the mouse away. And
that's what I do. I mean, like, I have protection on keyboards and stuff, and I'll like look at it and it's broken, but it's so messy that I just throw it away and buy a whole new one. Even though I could have gotten a swap, but I'm too embarrassed. And the cleaning is so painful that like you have to take off all the keycaps, you have to clean it all out, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'm just not even going to bother getting the replacement, even though I legitimately have a claim here.
Agreed. Yeah. I think we should get in a good habit of facing the camera, talking into the microphone. You know,
keep it a fist away from my face.
Because I think I'm more and more starting to do this, and we're gonna end up like talking to each other, and then we're gonna be so we gotta get better podcast habits here since we're doing this standing and all that. Okay, so back to the story of how we met. So Naga suggested the Naga. We were both playing WoW, and I think I gave you my number, being like, if you want to play WoW or something, right? And then I don't think we talked for like a year, and then you came back into Best Buy, and I was like, "You want a job?"
What we did is we actually played Arena. So like I hit you up and like actually added you, and then we would play. So it wasn't weird that I like come in a year later and ask for a job.
Yeah.
And so then what happens is, so we played a lot of Arena like 2s. I believe you were
I think I was either Frost Mage at the time because I was Burning Crusade, but then I was playing Warlock for a while. I remember I transferred to your server because I was playing Affliction.lock. All right, and then other than that, it was Kitty. I was playing Feral Cat at one point.
I think it was that. And so then played a lot of 2s. Then I was like, okay, need to get a job. This is like 12 years ago. No, I think even more than that. I want to say it was like 13 years ago.
It would have. Yeah. Okay, so I'm 32. I was working at Best Buy.
It was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah,
right?
probably, because I was going to college. I think I started going to college at 19. So, and I was working at Best Buy at the time. So yeah, so we've known each other about a dozen years. Let's just call it an even dozen.
Yeah.
For now. So that's how we got to know each other. And then we started content creation roughly at the same time because I started playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. It was my first mobile game. I was like, you should download this game because we both are big Star Wars fans. We've talked more Star Wars in these podcasts. This isn't our first podcast, by the way. Yes. We've done a ton of these things, but this is, I guess, the first one that's going to have viewers.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, I like the comments that we're getting on it, even though it's like, podcasts are hard without some kind of plug or some kind of thing. It's very hard to like justify the ask of like, here's 2 hours of your time.
Yeah.
Like that's very difficult to, and so then.
Especially when you're like, who the fuck are these people?
Yes.
You know?
These guys, another Star Wars channel. So then wholesome story. Yes. And then, but we played WoW and then we played League for a shitload.
Oh, we played League like 10 years before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was no overlap in League into content, right? Because we kind of like hard quit League and then we started doing content creation.
We hard quit League. Well, what we would do is we would play like in between games. We were playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, so it would be like League match Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and then I think it ended up getting to the point where we stopped queuing and just only played Star Wars. And then we got really into watching the videos, and it was like, we could do that. Let's do that. And then it was like, oh, this is like legitimately a way to make money.
And we actually went and we played. We should flex this. We went and we played and won a League of Legends tournament, like an official one, right?
Like,
I mean,
I have the Rise skin. I have the tournament Rise skin. So.
I did too until I got banned.
Toxic. He's toxic.
Okay, look. I want to explain this story because here's the bullshit about it. I have like 40 banned League accounts for being a depressed, toxic gamer back in the day. Okay, but this motherfucker said way worse things than I could have even dreamed of.
I have a theory about this. I have a legitimate theory about this.
It's insane. Like I would be like, fuck you, and then I would just get banned instantly. And then he's like writing like 4-5 years just of just going into their personal history and everything.
I wasn't doing that. No,
it's just everything.
Okay, so here it is. Okay, so this is what happened. We're roommates at the time.
He's tier 3 honored. He gets honored.
Yes, I get honored. And first of all, when you put the team on your back, of course, people are going to honor me. But okay, other than that's not the case. So when it came to how we shit talk, that was the difference. My shit talk is like, okay, it's like picture Xbox Live, but distilled down into text. So like, fuck you, you're fucking trash, whatever, all that kind of stuff, all typical stuff. Whereas with him, he was actually trying to win the game. So he'd be like, hey, man.
100%.
Yeah, he was trying to win the game. So he was like, okay, hey, man, let's go here. Let's see. So we're having a bad game or like there's like we're playing well, but like they're doing bad or something like that. Someone's feeding and we're like, fuck, okay. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Sav, thank you. And so what's happening is it's like, okay, we got a group. Let's work together. Don't worry about the feeding. He's like saying all this stuff. So
it is actually a benefit to the team communication.
Okay, here's what happens. He's actually benefiting the team. But what happens is when we lose or when it goes bad, it's like not just fuck the team, it's fuck you. And so because he was the one that gave him hope.
Because I'm like, everyone wants to quit, and they're like, no, vote FF. And I'm like, no, boys, we can win. Like, give me time to scale, and then at the end of it, it's my fucking fault.
Yeah, because like you inspired them to have a shot. They had no shot without you, no shot. But you gave them 20%, and because they didn't get that 20%, they're like, you know what? Fuck this guy. Report this guy. He's a big piece. And then that's why you get banned.
And this guy is flaming the whole goddamn time.
And then
he's flaming the entire chat.
He's dog shit. This guy's trash.
Fuck your mom. Fuck your family. Like everything. And I'm the one who gets banned. He gets honored after every game. It's like honored. Okay. And I'm like, why? And then like, it's like, you have been chat restricted. I'm like, what have I done?
Yeah, no, it's funny, the psychology of it, because you have to like, people don't care. I feel like people's brains turn off if they hear like the typical Xbox Live shit talk. Yeah, and also completely agree with what Dark's saying because Kyra's legit. And I think what happens is it's like, I think what happens when they play with me,
unbelievable.
Like, he was
unbelievable.
He was rude.
I'm still getting
he
this
was
shit
being, and what happens is they're like, you know what? He was right. You know what? He had a point. You know what? Maybe I am dog shit. Maybe I am trash.
But that guy who said we can win was factually wrong because we lost. So I'm reporting him. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so that was our history of gaming pretty much, and that brings us up to today, to where we are now. We went from gaming every day together.
Yeah, you know what? I think that is a good point. Like Kyle's just one of us. He's a degen just like us, and he talks shit when but he's patronizing. Maybe it was patronizing.
Whatever. I'm mad about it.
I feel like our elo went up because you were willing to do that. Our elo rose, no memes aside. Our elo was better.
Thank you. Finally, overall. I get something. Yes. A little percentage crumb of something years later.
You know the meme where the Hulk is handing you a taco or handing him in the taco?
Here's the plus yeah.
Our elo was definitely a net positive.
Oh, whatever. All right.
No, this is like actually funny because we had a point where we were in the living room because we had like an upstairs and like the downstairs thing.
Yeah, we were roommates at one point.
Well, we were roommates, but not only roommates, but we had our computers next to each other. Yep. So after the game would show like you've been reported for being toxic or whatever. Like you're getting.
And it was always me. Yeah, it was always
and so
me.
We could just watch the game after, and then it would just pop up on the screen, and I would fucking lose it every time. It was so funny.
Because I have to look over, and he's ranking up his honors. It's like, congratulations, you've unlocked the next rank of fucking honor. And then he looks over to me, it's like, you're chat restricted for 25 games. And I'm like, brother, again, I got fucked again. Like it was every time, and then he would lose it every goddamn time. He'd just be laughing. I'm like, it's not funny, Eric. It's not funny. Like the joke's always on me.
It was really fucking funny.
I'm still mad about this. Like for 10 years running.
Yeah, right. It was great. You know what? We have the technology.
We have the technology for a larger chat. There it is.
We lost it.
We had it for like 2 seconds. You can scroll up wheel, make the text larger. So that way you don't have to squint. Hold control and then scroll your up wheel.
You're a fucking genius.
There you go. That's how you do it.
And we'll put it here.
Bingo. There it is. And then
go
down this bum. And all right, there we go.
Hey, there it is. Kai's here.
Which brings us to today. Diablo 4.
Okay.
You like that segue?
I love that. Yeah, that was great.
That was Linus Tech Tips level of segue. So now, boys, we both played Diablo 4, and we're going to talk about Diablo 4 because we played Diablo 4.
To interrupt you, I want to have the link to the podcast ready, and then we could just link it if people ask for it.
Oh, the Two Brothers YouTube podcast? Yeah, because we'll probably upload this to that, I would assume.
Yeah.
You can just re-download the VOD. Yeah, because we are going to upload this to YouTube. We are going to. I think the plan is to do this every week. Worst case scenario, every other week. But the plan is that we do some of these in person, some of these online. Either it's going to be on his Twitch or my Twitch, depending upon whatever we're in the mood. But either way, we're going to be recording these and putting them up weekly or bi-weekly. I think we're still kind of figuring out the schedule a little bit, but that's the plan. And with any luck, it should go smoothingly. That's kind of a mix of smooth and swimmingly. I was going to say sellingly, but that's should go well. Since we're going to talk D4, should we sit in the just chatting or should we go to the Diablo 4 category?
I think the Diablo 4 category is where it's at.
Okay, yeah.
We just stay there and then people are,
Yeah, because we're in the just chatting one, so I was thinking maybe you want to swap it over.
Because Veilshot's a very busy guy, but at the same time, absolutely, we'd love to have him as a guest on here.
We were doing like a thing called Horsing Around, but then he got really sick. And then I was out of state because I was visiting the Blizzard headquarters and all of that as well. So we were trying to do a weekly podcast with the four of us, which I would still like to do because we can all just stream it from our own sides of things. I think we're going to continue doing that, but I think we're planning Mondays. I think it's the plan that we do ours is on Mondays. And I think the Horsing Around one with Chosen and Veil was Sundays. So this is...
multiple. Yeah, might consolidate it somehow.
Yep.
Because that could be a thing. Yeah, but at the same time, because Chosen and Veilshot both, they're great. Check them out. And then it'd be cool to keep that.
That's the plan. I think I think he got poor Veil got like really sick. He got really sick for a while there.
Kai, I've not deleted her. She's still there. She's still alive, actually. Don't know if I'm ever going to play her again, but I don't have the heart to ever delete her.
So fucking fast. It was unbelievable. We got like 20 minutes into hardcore.
So I downloaded, I did the math. What I ended up doing is, okay, so druids are fun, super fun late game, right? Like they come online when you get Tempest Roar. That's like level 70. Okay. And then I have all the stuff I want to do in the barb. And then I'm playing a hardcore, so I'm going to die and I'm dog shit and 100% going to die multiple times. So the only thing I was able to look forward to would be maybe a clippable moment when I die. That was it. So from the time of playing to the time I die, I am going to be miserable. So what I did is I just fucking nope the fuck out. That was my plan.
But you think I want to play your dog shit barbarian class?
But
like we're not doing it for ourselves.
Barb is so much better.
We're doing it for these
Barb is so much better.
Yeah. What you think barbarian's better than druid?
Oh, absolutely. You were critting for like 80. I was hitting for 14.
Yeah, but like you're level like 8.
Yeah, you're level 8.
I'm just saying, you gave up way too far. You ran away from my hardcore experience, and I'm gonna forever be salty. But it is what it is. So I want to talk.
Eventually, I'm down to do it. We could do something with maybe
season one hardcore.
Potentially,
I'm starting hardcore until I die, and then I'm just going softcore. I'm doing one shot. One shot only. So it's like maybe whatever class you play, you're playing barb. I don't care what you play. I'll play whatever class. I might just go druid. And I think we try to one-shot the hardcore season 1. And if when we die, we die. Okay? And then we can even do a bet who dies first or something. We can make it fun. Okay. But I think there's
potential there. I think there's pros and cons.
There's pros and cons.
Because like the new season mechanic, I want to just fuck with that. You know, like there's definitely pros and cons. Also, barb better than druid, 100%. Completely agree. Local battle. DM's vid sold me on rogue, but barb is still a possibility. You sold him.
So what you are playing barb for season 1?
Oh, 100%, 100%. But like I'm debating on because I like the idea. I really like the idea of a thing. I got the 3 days off, so I'm gonna have 5 days in total for season 1.
Oh, that's a pretty good start. You got the days
front loaded my schedule, so I worked 5 days. But so we could do both. Like it's definitely a possibility to do both for sure. But like I'm debating on, is it better for me to make content? Whatever. This is all inside baseball shit. But we got just one Sav gifted a tier 1 sub, Felipe Dillon. They've given out 88 gift subs on the channel.
Wait, 88 already?
88.
Holy shit.
He's goated.
Dude, damn. 88? That's like that's over like
winner cooks steak for the other. I actually love that idea. That's so good.
That's actually really good. I think that's actually
loser does 100 push-ups. Well, okay, you better win.
Yeah,
you better win, or your arms are gonna fall off.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. The steak, on the other hand, that is a
We got another one.
He's still going.
He's still going. 89. He only does it in twos.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, got to be. The whole YouTube podcast is going to be just one stab. Thank you for the gift sub. Just one stab. Thank you for the gift sub. Just one stab.
Okay, so let's focus. I'm like going full ADD right now.
A little bit. So I'm going to bring you on home. I'm going to drive the train here.
Okay.
All right, and I'm pull it together here. All right, it's the professional full-time content creator with the free hoodie hashtag not sponsored. By the way, they sent me this hoodie.
Who did?
These guys, Fruit Stand. What do you think of this hoodie? Look pretty good?
I mean, it looks fantastic.
You like it? Legitimately? What do you think about the
All I do
fabric?
is, all I care about is just what looks on camera, so I'm checking it out.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm right here, but what do you think?
Ooh.
I thought,
Ooh.
Guess how much they sell this hoodie for?
$65.
$220.
What the fuck?
That's what I thought.
I memed on the price.
Now,
but hoodies are normally $60.
Well, I mean, 60 is not crazy for a hoodie. I think I sell mine on my website like 45.
Okay,
or
so
but
150. I should have said like 150 because 60 is like the reasonable price for a hoodie.
I don't know if it's like a brand thing. I've never heard of Fruit Stand.
This was a limited time drop. There's only 100 of these available, and you get them while they're gone.
They have like 5 followers on Twitter. I think what it is it's like a startup, like boutique type thing. Because my brother was there, stuck in New York. I'm going way off topic with this. We'll bring it back to deep force. Let me drive the train.
Check out this shirt.
God damn it, you're right. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I got distracted by my own shit. I looked at the replay, and I was looking at my own fucking hoodie. I was like, this actually looks pretty good.
By the way, so I bought these shirts here. Notice how look at the verticality on this shirt right now.
You're gonna do the verticality meme?
Yeah, look at the verticality on this.
Like so two people are gonna get that meme.
So I can come up here and then do workout, and I'm totally good.
You know what's funny? That reminds me. So I was talking to Jay Giggs, and he said that he had a sponsorship offer for some bullshit mobile game, right? And they were like, "We want you to wear a camo shirt because it's a military game." He's like, "No." He's like, "I'm not gonna do it."
That's so funny, though.
No, I know. Like, this is not where the story ends. All right, this is not where this all.
Just already, it's starting.
It's already bad. So like, we want you to wear a camo shirt. He's like, "Not gonna happen." So like, okay, can you send us a photo of the shirt you're gonna wear? And he's like, "It's a black shirt." And they're like, but can you send a photo? So he Googled black shirt and copy paste a photo of a black shirt from Google. And they're like, that looks okay. It's just like, it's one of these.
Yeah.
Like
what I think is so funny is I imagine that email chain, but that's over the course of like 8 hours. Because it's like, it's a black shirt. And then like 3 hours later, we really need that picture though. And then like 3 hours later, like this took multiple business days for this email chain to go through.
Here's a picture of a black shirt. Oh,
that's crazy.
Okay, so I'm gonna drive this train.
Okay.
Diablo 4. All right, so we started Diablo 4. There was the beta. I think we were mostly positive about the beta. I'm gonna bring it all the way back. All right, we're gonna encompass. I think we were mostly positive about the beta. Yeah.
I think I've been positive the entire time. Of this game. Okay. I've legitimately liked the game the entire through. Yeah.
But you're jumping ahead, positive about the beta, right?
Okay.
So launch of the game came out and to mixed reception, I would say, but I would say 80% positive. You think that's
I would say so. I think that's fair.
Or do you think there's any wiggle room in that?
Well, because I was thinking it was incredibly positive because of how well the servers held up for that.
You're talking for the launch specifically.
Like launch specifically, I thought the game was awesome. And then eventually after about a week to 2 weeks in, then the hardcore blasters started to find their potential issues with it.
Right, like,
but I consider them like the 5%. Like those potential issues are the 5%. But at the same time, a lot of the viewers here are also part of that 5%. So it's like, I like to address, these are the people that we're talking to. I'm part of the 5%, maybe even the 0.1%, like whatever it is. But not saying that those issues are not valid. It's just, we're a very small percentage of the community and we still are positive.
Yeah, well, agreed. And then, let's say the servers were good. Maybe I'm like 85% would be the most I would say positive reception because I think there was some backlash about some of the stuff. So like I'm talking overarching view of Diablo 4. 85% at the highest. I think 80% is a little bit more.
I think a lot of the issues too were speculation on the battle pass, and then they just removed the battle pass. So any issues with the potential battle pass went away. Like a lot of the big talking points at that time got deleted because they just didn't have any pay to win, didn't have a battle pass for sale.
Yeah, the pay to win was like a major conversation because everyone was coming off the backs of Immortal and was like, is this going to be another Immortal 2.0, et cetera. So the pay to win thing got deleted. So then after the game launched, now seems to be the time where I'm the most curious about what people think about the game right about now, because we're in that gap between season 1's coming in 10 days.
Yeah, that lull.
We have 10 days. We already know what season 1 is going to be. So I'm seeing a very split opinion on is season 1 enough or is it not? I'm seeing most people feeling like, oh, this looks exciting. I did a poll on my channel and it was 79% were excited, 11% abstained. There was like 2% like didn't vote or something like that. I forgot what the 2% was. And then 8% of the people were like hard L. Like
hard L.
Yeah, like 8% of people are hard L.
So I feel like the way I look at it too is that this game is obviously designed for the entry-level ARPG, and I think they're succeeding in their goals. And like it's hard to have criticism for a game when their goals are obviously not for that person. You know, like so.
So then my question to you about it, because that's a good point, is if it's, or are you done with your point? I didn't want to cut you off.
But also at the same time, they do cater to the super hardcore blasters. I would say where they're missing is that middle. So it's like you have a great game up into like 50 to 70, then you have the same shit, then you have Uber Lilith. And fill in that little
that's
portion.
A good point. Yeah, I feel like Uber Lilith is one of the better like bosses.
Yeah.
Like I haven't even beat it yet.
That was my big thing. Like we were talking about this game just randomly like months ago, and I was like, I don't want to just do greater rifts for greater rift's sake. And then not only do they have this awesome boss, but it's like legitimately even PoE people are saying it's better than most bosses in PoE.
That was surprising because like I didn't play PoE, so I was expecting.
But that's their big thing. They always talk about these bosses, and for them to, a lot of them say that it's really good, if not better than a lot of the bosses in PoE, was shocking to me.
I saw that too, and it was shocking to me because like I'm not really a PoE Andy. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad game. I just didn't play it enough to have any opinion on it. So I had heard the same thing that it's like, it's a difficult game, but like that PoE seems to be the standard from ARPGs, at least for as far as what I've seen.
Yeah, when it comes to standard for like the hardcore people, and that was their big thing that they did better than Diablo 3. And for Diablo 4 to really nail it there, I think is cool. And it's exciting for me to picture them do other Uber bosses like Uber Mephisto, Uber Diablo.
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be sick.
Do they do Pinnacle, like all kinds of different Pinnacle bosses?
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that's because Uber Lilith is like surprisingly difficult. Like I know people are beating it now, but it's like the one-shot mechanics.
Well, if you do it ethically, it's an amazing encounter. If you build like even though it's technically ethical in my opinion to build one of those stagger sorcerer builds, but like you're not playing the mechanics. You know what I mean? And I don't know
how the stagger is. Isn't it?
They're literally one-shotting. What's happening is it's like built in the game. I don't think it's a glitch. I think it's built in the game and it's intended, but obviously not. I don't know. But
because I know it was a glitch.
I spin. All I do is spin.
I thought every single build that basically brings them down in like 5 seconds is like they're all glitches.
Oh,
that was my impression. I could be wrong. I'm sure the chat will know and answer this for us. But like I was under the impression anything that like insta kills her is like just obviously a glitch. Like that was what I thought. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
I thought it was like an intended thing. Like, for example, Barb had a glitch like that where they're doing 1 billion damage with gores, and it was obviously a scam mechanic. They nerfed it.
Right now, druids are hitting 1.8 billion damage. Damage.
That's one. Bone Spear only does so much damage because of a bug. I'm not sure. I thought they removed it and nerfed it because of performance issues. I need to look in the other classes.
Bloodlance was crashing the servers. Bone Spear, I'm not aware that there's any bugs with Bone Spear. Or at least not that I'm playing a Bone Spear Necromancer right now. I could be wrong about that. But the stagger mechanic seems intended, but not to kill her in like under 1 minute. Okay. I mean, maybe it could be. I saw it and I saw their health go to 0 in 1 second. And I'm like.
Yeah, well, it's just a cheese. But like you look at Barbs that have to do it like a full version of that, and the fight's amazing. And then I don't want to get too in the weeds on like nerfs and what's not nerfs, but like I just mean as intended. I think it's an amazing part of the game.
It's like a few minute fight. People are doing like 6 minute battles or whatever.
I'm talking like 10 to 15. Like you have to be perfect for 9 to 10 minutes, and like and they do a good mix of like because you could have the other side where everything one shots you, but they do a mix of like your build matters and your tankiness matters, but at the same time there's one shot mechanics and you have to learn both.
Agreed. So the one shot mechanics are nice because they seem fair. Like I don't feel like I've died to her and I was like, this is bullshit. Like I was I should get good. Like that's how I felt when I was fighting. And the two best fights I saw were a Pulverized Druid beat it and then Ice Shard Sorcerer. And it was he would have to like teleport, be spot perfect on the sides where it's missing, and then just gun her down, and then swap items to kill the mobs. Like he was playing really well.
Some rogues had like those really cool builds where it's like you have to be, especially in phase 2 when you're dodging, and like those things one shot you.
Watching Rudy Joe do it on hardcore was very impressive too. Where he's like kiting like the things in the circle, and then he would shoot, and then you basic attack to keep the damage reduction up and all that. It was like, man, this is impressive to watch. So.
I like that. I think being, I just don't like that middle portion. Even though, like, but I'm liking it though. It's like I know people talk about the middle portion there, and they talk about Nightmare Dungeons, but I legitimately am enjoying that. and like changing builds and doing stuff, and grinding through Nightmare Dungeons. I like it. It's basically just greater rifts, but at least I have an overarching potential goal if I want to. Like let's say I want to phase Super Lilith. Let's say I want to change the Hell Tides. Like they have a lot of good stuff there. I think they have a good foundation. I don't know if like they want. I think how you fix it potentially, if there's any criticism, would be the on death mechanics. Like there's some just annoying mechanics, like annoying damage where it's like they hit for like this much damage, but then the death mechanic hits for this much damage. Like it just feels clunky, but like those are really in the weeds, whatever. Overall, I think they nailed it. And then there's a couple things that they can improve on.
So we have an ad going. So let's talk about something non-important and kind of fun here. I'll keep him busy here. So Kyra's going to go get himself a drink. We got 3 ads running, so we're just going to chill for a second while those go, so that way the free-to-players in the chat don't miss too much of anything important. But Q&A section... Stream's not pay to win, yep. So Q&A during the ads. So you guys got 1 minute left here. Ask a question, and I will answer. Yo, my boy DM, what up, Moons? And Kyra taking DM's money, correct. Yeah, he took a good chunk of my gold. I'm down to 20 mil, just so you know. So... Yeah, I'm just going to keep that one in there. Says plus 50% crit damage because the baseline modifier is 0, which means you can't have multiplier or won't do anything. The bone spear bug is... see, I didn't realize there was a bug with the bone spear. I'm going to have to look into that because I thought... I'm hitting like 4 or 5 million, like at the most. I've not seen anyone hit like crazy numbers. I did see the bone spear. There was a Reddit clip. I think a guy hit like 30 million, so that could be a bug, I guess. But I just figured he had good gear and better Paragon boards. Figured out the build a little bit better here. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
42.
42. Yeah, okay. Is White Monster Cans the best monster?
Absolutely,
yeah,
100%, no doubt.
Easily. You hit 6 mil today? Oh, yeah, I did hit a 6 mil today, didn't I? What kind of chair you use? It's just an Office Max one. 13 mil is the most I've seen on a bone spear. Yeah, I saw a clip on Reddit of a guy hitting quite a bit. So that was something. Congrats on 1K. Oh, I think you just hit 1,000 followers. Did you?
That sounds right.
Whereas it would be.
Yeah, I was at 900 yesterday.
Yep. So that would. I bet you just hit 1,000 followers.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Congratulations.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Moving on up in the streaming community. So yes, that's my exact reaction right there. I love that emote.
That's a pretty good emote. I'm not gonna lie. I have. So with all the subs, it opened up like just the floodgates of how many emotes I can have. So I can have like a fuckload of emotes now. And so I'm trying to figure out like. Wait, there it is. It's going to make you giggle every time you see it. Okay, everyone, spam the... What's this one called? It's
Kyra O-Face.
Okay, Kyra. Okay, Kyra. Everyone spam the Kyra O-Face in the chat there. So we can get some giggles out of them now and have it burn it away. Also, shout out to Chakras.
Chakras.
But back to the Diablo 4 conversation.
I got to fix my moderator. I'm sure this is fine.
What's wrong with the... Yeah.
I don't know.
Nightbot does that by default. You got the emoji spam will kill it.
I don't know. Twitch. Yeah. As a fellow person in their 30s with multiple wives and multiple kids, I have a hard time figuring out Twitch as well. I love that that's become a meme of like everyone in their 30s has to talk about how they're in their 30s.
Well, there's that. And then like, I'm wondering if I was responsible for like a huge dad conversation that happened because like, have you looked on Reddit and it's just like everyone talks about being a dad. It's a meme.
With 8 wives and 37 like, kids.
I'm a dad. And then people were posting like the dad who beat the Tekken Pro. Did you see that recently? Like a dad with 2 full-time jobs just went to one of the MOG things and beat like a well-known Tekken Pro, like and placed in the tournament, and everyone's like, he's just a normal Andy, like he's just 2 full-time jobs and 3 kids, and he can actually play. So fuck the hardcore gamers, it's pretty good. That was a good one, but
that's funny. Well, Street Fighter 6 is sick, and I think this is the best time to do it, where it's like new game comes out, everyone's learning it. And you go in and get some upsets.
Street Fighter 6, once you get past the communication errors, which I think is mostly our fault, and I
didn't have communication. I had 1 communication error. I just thought that the what was it? The UI sucked ass. But that was user error.
The UI is really bad. But then if you go, that's if you're trying to do what we were trying to do. But if you go, it's just to the right.
Also, shout out to all the dads out there.
Shout out to all dads.
Yeah.
Here.
All the people with with kids.
Kyra just stopping my point dead in the tracks.
No, yeah, I just want they deserve praise.
So you had to shout out the dads right in the middle of my goddamn sentence. The dads can wait. They're at home drinking their one beer.
See, that's the problem. That's what dads are always doing. They're always waiting. They're always out there. They deserve a shout out. They deserve a shout out right now. You know.
Street Fighter 6 is actually pretty good. I started doing the ranked matches of it. And you just got to slide all the way to the right, and then you just click ranked matches, and you're right in there. There's no UI bullshit about it. So we got to try again. And we got to do only up. I still think we got to do only up.
Yeah, I bet if I watched my view count during only up, I bet it just fucking tanked.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, no one wants to watch me play only up. They would want to watch us play only up, but not me play only up. Because also I'm dog shit for like a month in. Like the craze is happening where everyone expects you to be kind of good.
We're a little on the.
Okay, all right, train driver.
Okay, bring it. All right, train driver. I'm going to bring it back around. Okay, so season 1 is coming. You're going to play Barbarian. I'm going between Druid and Necromancer. Do you have any opinion on what class I should play?
Druid.
Because that's just my jam? Or?
Well, because the other classes are boring. Like, Necro sits there and is a big turret that does a shitload of damage. And then you have Sorcerer is a big turret that does a shitload of damage. I'm not playing
Sorcerer. Yeah. It sure is fucking happening.
You'd also play Barb with me.
Nope.
But yeah, Druid. I think Druid is that one is the one where, with the new season, we're going to have new mechanics. It's going to be the one that has the most potential builds, probably. So the most potential builds means the most potential fun, and then people know you as the Druid guy. So double down in the beginning of the season as a Druid.
Okay, yeah, you make some good points. I was really liking the Necromancer, and I was debating Rogue, but yeah, Druid. Okay, maybe I'll go Druid. That you make some good points there. I didn't think about the builds changing a lot with Druids having a lot of potential there, because I think Druid arguably has the most variety out of
completely agree. Right? I would say it goes Druid. Barb.
Does it go Barb though? Does it? Are you sure it's not Rogue?
Okay. Druid, Barb, Rogue. But with the Barb, I have a legitimate, every single core skill except Upheaval is a build. And I have a thing that doesn't even use core skills and Thorns. So that's 5 builds. And each one of those builds has their own variation. Like Whirlwind in itself has multiple different versions that all feel meaningfully different. Whether I go 2-handed mace, I go one-handers, or I go sword. So even that has meaningful differences there. And all those builds have 3 fucking shouts on them. So if they ever change that, then there's still a lot more builds potentially.
So let me ask you that. Okay, I'm going to ask you about the Barb shout thing real quick. Does the fact that they have 3 shouts feel to you like a disappointment? Like in the Sorcerer, I played it and it's like, I'm just playing the same goddamn skills no matter what I do. And that actually pissed me off like very quickly. So like, are you experiencing that on the Barb, or it seems to me like the Barb? So
I like the Barb. The shouts are generators. So it's like, what's happening is the actual thing. I think the reason why it doesn't feel that way is because the main move, like let's say I have 3 shouts and then Whirlwind. I feel like I'm whirlwinding and the main core skill changes. I go 3 shouts and then double swing.
So they're offensive abilities that you pigeonhole in?
One's defensive and challenging, and then that is going to make you tanky and taunt things. One is going to generate energy, and one's giving you attack. But then the cool thing about the shouts is that they have a glyph that makes it to where when you do a shout, it reduces the cooldowns of the other shouts. So you need the 3 shouts. So it's like limiting in that case scenario, but the main power fantasy of the class is the different thing. So you can go a different build and still feel like it's a different thing, even though every single time you have 3 shouts.
I will say the Barbarian feels very sad. Like the little bit I played, the Hammer of Ancient smack, like feels one of the most saddest from like a fun point of view. Like it feels good to fucking smack some.
Yeah, you're really dropping. Like it feels like you're dropping the hammer. It's like you're really Yeah, and then one of the things that I think is cool that they might, because right now on the hammer, on the edges of it, if you have the aspect where it quakes out, on the edges of that, it does more damage. I'm talking like a shitload more damage. Like you could go it's a bug, but the point being is that bugs like that are good, that they like, that there might set a precedent that this is not the intended mechanic.
Bug though, right?
No, it is a bug.
Like 100%?
100%. They don't know why it's doing that, but like when you do it, there's no way in the Quake that you should be doing
when did they say it was a bug?
Well, I don't know specifically, but people are pretty much confirmed it's a bug. Let me get to my point.
Okay, because like then I want to counter that because I've read what
it's like 6 million damage, but it does 60 million damage on the edge. That makes no sense. Yeah, so it's a bug. But point being is that it's a cool mechanic, so they might keep it in, or they might change it to where it actually says that is doing that.
Because so what I thought was it was like pulverized, like on the Druid, that's something similar, which is there's 2 hitboxes. And if you hit far enough away, you hit them with both hitboxes, so you get 2 instances of damage instead of it doesn't just increase the damage.
That'd be an interesting theory. And what's happening is on the edge, it's taking it thinks it's like 3 to 4 hitboxes, and it because it's on the edges, you know.
So the reason I say it like I was wondering if it's a bug is because I was following this. I have Pez Radar on my Twitter bell, right?
Oh yeah, me
so what happened was Ross, who's a power lifter who I follow on Twitter, he send a tweet out like, hey, on console, there's you can't aim Hoda. It's automated. So because of that, you always hit them dead center. So console players are nerfed with Hoda.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right? And so then they responded, yeah, we're aware of this, and we're trying to look into how to fix this. And they didn't mention anything about being a bug or anything. And then people took that screenshot and started making videos and stuff about it, and then talking about how Hoda is not working properly, and then everyone started saying it was a bug. So I have yet to see anywhere where they actually say it's a bug.
I don't think they've stated it. I don't think they stated it, but the damage is so insanely different that it has to be. Because there's nowhere in the...
Well, I believe you if you say that because I'm not playing Barb. I was wondering...
People will screenshot 67 million damage.
Well, I was wondering when you play it, are you saying it when you hit it, is it 2 yellows or is it one number and it's just way fucking bigger for some reason?
It's one. Because what's happening is it's I'm intentionally shift clicking, and then not only that, but I'm intentionally shift clicking to try to hit it on the side. And I like that mechanic. I like unintended things like that make it better. Like
skill based. Separate the good from the great, the skill elite term.
Yes. And so I like that, but I also believe that all of those things should be built into the game and explained in game. Yeah, you should never you should never do research.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Yeah. But on PC, I think you can disable the auto lock. Yes, you totally can. And so I think they're going to nerf it in the sense that they're going to make it to where everyone could do it, because that's why I stopped playing controller. I initially played controller here, but it's just this game is so much better with keyboard and mouse. It's just not even a contest.
People were saying the Rack said it was a bug and the Blizzard's going to change, so I would believe that.
Okay, yeah, I'd believe what Rax is saying there too.
Okay,
so
Barbarian. So I was asking you about season 1. What class I should play? You say Drew. We went off the Barbarian tangent. I'm curious, what class, just take a pot shot, you don't have to be right, but what class do you think is going to have the biggest come up with the season mechanics? Because there's Sorg. 32 more. You think so?
I think Sorg, because right now, come up wise, it's hard to say because every class is strong in their own right. But I would say potentially Sorg has the chance to finally get out of their one build Andy situation.
Okay, I'm going to counter you with Sork has the potential for the highest high, but the lowest low of a come up. Because the problem I have with it is resistances are busted, intelligence is their main stat for resistances, and then they need armor because resistances suck. So then the problem is, and this is the same for all classes, but particularly I think it's bad for Sork with all the defenses, is the jewelry, we no longer get armor in the jewelry because we have a socket there now for K-Shard. So we're losing 750 armor, which I think disproportionately impacts Sorcerer over the other classes.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
So I was thinking maybe they get fucked. And the other part is we all get the same aspects for the Caged Heart. There's no unique class.
Oh, they're all similar?
There's 32 Caged Heart.
Barb's coming up. Barb's on the menu. You sold me on Barb.
Back on the menu, boys?
Yeah. Because right now, I would say power-wise, Barb's the lowest. They've been nerfed, but all the things that they were doing well were bugs, you know? And so it's like a lot of people are having...
Still I guess.
Yeah. So... And when it comes to Hoda and stuff like that, but I think there's other builds that are still good. So it's like, well, what happens is they're diminishing returns, but also like when you're pushing up in content, they have a higher level. So you need to be able to push up your armor to meet them. So like, that's why disobedience is such a priority in these
It's
pieces of
impressive
content.
how much adding armor helps because now I added new pants, I added new amulet and new chest plate, and all of them have total armor percentage. So I went from like 5K armor to like 8,500 armor base.
Yeah.
And it was... Yeah, I just did, 63 today on the Necromancer, and he's like 96, I think, level 96. So, and I haven't done much to the Paragon board.
It's just like what you throw the armor in there, you get enough health to where you can like sit in those things. I've been noticing now, like my survivability has gone through the moon, getting my health up. So it's like, I'm always sitting in that 8K range.
Do you run
easy.
any maximum life bonus or anything?
Oh,
or
yeah.
You do?
I have 20K life. So
Jesus Christ. Is that from like skills or are you itemizing?
Well, it's like itemized, so you can get max life on your helmet. You can get it on your pants and chest, even though it's not worth it there, but you can get it on your rings. So it's like you get it on your rings and that. And I haven't even got it on the rings yet. But I believe what happens is every piece that's like percentage increase on health is like multiplicative increase. So it's like there's a reason why people go a shitload of health and you can like really stack it crazy. But the Paragon board is where a ton of it's found. And so you have it there. There's one thing I get like 12% in my skill tree, but then you get the actual max health in the gear, like the rings and the headpiece. And then you go to the moon there. But it means that you can go damage reduction to injured and you have a lot of health in there. So I have like, potentially, if I can get the boots, I'll have like 80%, but it's like DR'd. So like, let's say 60% damage reduction to injured.
That makes sense because you can stack it now on the boots. Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying. I found, okay, let me ask you this. Do you care at all about like resource generation and reduction on your skills?
Absolutely. I mean, I have Fury Cost reduction on the boots, Fury Cost reduction on the amulet. That's why Bard feels bad, because it's like you need it there. And a lot of times you have resource generation on the rings. So I have double resource regeneration, double Fury Cost reduction, and I still have issues with Fury.
Oh, really?
And I'm doing 3 shouts. So it's like, that's why Barb feels bad, is because you need the 3 shouts, you need the Fury Cost reduction, and you need cooldown reduction to help with the rings, and you need other. So it's like, that's why you're so pigeonholed to it. It's like all those things come together.
So with your amount of like, you have a lot of max health, when you fortify, you have a lot of fortify, and are you finding it's easier for you to keep the fortify up because now you have this huge fucking health pool? And
instantly do it depending. There's like a thing in like Warbinger you could take. A lot of people don't take it, but on the double swing build, it's worth it because you're dumping so much fury, you get it. But then before that, like they nerfed it where, the aspects were like would roll higher. They would roll higher on the flat stats, but then they nerfed it. So I went from a like 33% higher than the max roll to the min roll. So then there's been other ways you could take resource generation on the boot or fortified generation on the boots. There's fortify ways to be able to take it in your skill tree, but then you shoot up in like 2 seconds to get full fortify.
Yeah, because my biggest issue on the Necromancer is trying to maintain my fortify high. Recently, it's brew though. I think because I only really get the generation from fortify from consistently generating corpses, which I don't really do like a whole lot of. I mean, it happens, but it's kind of hard. So I want to talk about one other subject, which is, does Barbarian have a aspect that just for whatever reason is way rarer than the other ones?
Yes. Bold Chieftain's Loop.
Okay, that's
big
the one.
Fucking pain in the ass.
Because this is what I run into is it's Temperance Roar unique for the Druid and Pulverized normal legendary aspect for the Druid. Like these for whatever reason drop rarely. And then I am level 96 on the Necromancer, and I've only got 2 of these, and they were both at level 94 and 96. Was when I got these.
Oh wow!
Of the generation.
Bozified with a 5-banger.
5-banger. Yo, shut up.
Yo,
Boz
is coming through.
I said shut up, Boz, but I meant shout out, Boz. Sorry.
Hey,
shut up, Boz. Fuck you over the gifted.
Well, I appreciate 20 from Bozified on the channel.
You actually have like some. There's like a.
You got some regulars.
Like kind of a lot of gift subs today
right?
coming in, man. Damn, let's go, boys. Hey, thanks for supporting the boy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, aspect of the exposed flesh is what it's called. So that one is rare. So my question is, do you think they purposely do that? Because
I would probably. It's either an accident or like I wouldn't be surprised either way with Blizzard. It's either intentional or an accident, and both would be like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like they have to have some items that are so rare so that people spend more time to get their build, or else we're going to complete our build like level 60.
Well, I think
earlier.
Also in Blizzard's defense, Bold Chieftains is a resource thing that only comes on rings, but rings can drop a shitload of things. So rings are rare, and then you have an aspect that only comes on rings, but then rings are a wide range of shit you can put on them. So then it just makes it doubly rare.
Yeah, but gloves are that way too, and I feel like there's like a glove.
Other ones, I don't want to like completely give a. I'm just giving them
I get what you're saying.
out.
Yeah, okay, you get a way out of that one. Yeah, I think that the itemization is the biggest complaint I've seen, but I've very specifically seen like the weighted loot drops being one of the most salty things people are about. And I wasn't thinking
target farming. What is that? The next thing you want to go with this when it comes to that?
No, I wasn't thinking that, but I was just thinking about the fact that it's like I've noticed that it can feel frustrating to like go. Like I went to level 94 before I got the drop.
I also want to shout out Sav. Appreciate the other gift sub. You're awesome.
There it is. The man's coming in.
He's at 90. Fat 90 gift subs right now.
Bro, that's like he's catching up to me on my channel. Like he's at like 140 or something.
He shares the wealth.
He really is. Holy
Unlike
shit.
you with your 20 million gold, hoarding all of it.
I gave you 8 million. That was like a third of my gold. I just, for no reason. You think I don't want to try different builds, Kyra? I make YouTube videos every day. Of course I want to try a different build. This guy, I give him a third of my gold out of my pocket, and I'm getting shit for it. It's the last 8 million you ever get from me, son. Absolutely, that ship has sailed. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable, chat. Unbelievable. Doesn't deserve it. No more. All right, that's fine. I get banned playing with you in League, and I get roasted for generating gold for you.
That was to be even, remember? That was we're even now.
Fine.
Fine,
we're even.
So
unbelievable.
So you bring
podcast is over. I'm shutting it down.
you bring up a few good points. In what
just
you
a few mild points. Here you're taken under advisement.
Holding you down. Yeah, I'm trying to keep him broke like me.
That's what it is, man. Trying to he wants to be the one that knows all the builds. It's actually surprising how quickly
hoarding knowledge. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like
you can get gold really fast though. Like if you start like if I just don't pick up anything, but it's like 300,000 for a unique. I'm
like flying through. So like now what I do, because I also run out of the ore. So what I do
want me
is
to give you ore too?
I mean, if you could. I mean, Blizzard. This is a new complaint. Just have with another gift sub. Appreciate it. Ripped DD just got it. 91 on the channel. Thank you very much.
He's gonna hit 100 before the end of this podcast.
I know, right? I mean, he's on pace. What was I gonna say? Oh, so
I don't know. You're basically rating out gift subs.
So what happened was, you have the ore. Then what I do is I just at this point I have most of the stuff I want, so I don't even care. What I do is I just put it all for junk on the weapons, and then I sell everything else, and then look at like the amulets. So I look at the amulets, and then sell everything else, junk the weapons, and then just move on with my day and just keep fucking going. And then I've been noticing everything's been going up quite a bit.
Speaking of junk the weapons, if you ever feel useless, just remember that Marcus junk is a thing in this game.
It's so stupid. If there's one thing I could change right now, that would be it. Mark is locked, and Marcus junk is deleted from the game.
It's literally the reverse.
Yes.
It's literally the reverse of what it should be. It makes no sense.
Completely agree.
I don't get it. Maybe it's so
the more we talk about it, the more I just get annoyed.
No, it's just stupid. It's like, who the fuck thought this through? Like,
but it's also like talking about the end of Game of Thrones. It's like, yeah, we all agree.
Yeah.
So it's trash.
It's like
we agree.
It's like when someone comes in, it's like, we need more storage space. It's like, yes. What do you want me to do about it?
Right. Yeah, it's just like it's small, and it's like, wait, what's the problem when you could double it and it's still bad?
Oh yeah, I mean you could triple it and it's okay.
Yeah,
I think triple. Like legitimately, we need like 10 stash tabs.
You know what I was thinking about that I think would be sick is if they had a item manager like Destiny in Diablo. How does that happen? That's such a cool thing that they had that I forgot that's the only game I've ever seen like a third-party tool actually affect the game. I think that would be dope for this. And it's like you can have your mules. You can check. Okay, which mule is it on? Okay, here, let me move that over.
But I mean, the other part is we don't even need mules. We have a stash. Just give us more fucking stash. It's not like the server storage takes forever. And then the other part I don't get
is they probably won't share it.
Why can't we search?
Yeah. I don't know.
To be an easy search. But we all agree.
We don't believe in search. We believe in keywords. So, I was already knowing in D3 with the stash tabs and 100% agree that Destiny Vault 600 items. Yo, what's good, Daddy? Daddy Kesper. We have the 200 per refine is annoying too. Yeah.
What is he talking about? 20 per refine?
I believe it's they might limit it. I don't know what he's talking about. I was just going to act like I knew.
Okay. All right. I was wondering because I was like, I don't get it. I'm like, you obviously know this. I don't. And I called you out by accident. All right. He knows. He's not telling me because.
Maybe it's like when you're going through the thing, like when you're leveling up, like, what is it, leather? And then you can only do 20 and you bump up 20. Like when you take your stacks and your
I have no
upgrading
idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm going to be honest. Refining resources to ore?
To ore, yeah. So what you're doing
I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh, no.
Wait, you can take your resources and like crunch them up?
Yes. At the potion seller. I'm not joking.
Really? Holy shit. I didn't even know this was a mechanic in the game. Are you serious? I never used the potion seller. I've never crafted anything. I actually just learned instance was in the game like 3 days ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay, so instance is a cool thing that the resources are so scarce that it's like, okay, I'm going to make you lose it on death. You can actually have 3 up at a time.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually learned that from the Thorns guy. This Thorns guy, he did a video. Well, he did 100 Nightmare Dungeon with Thorns.
That's what I get for not watching YouTube videos and just trying to figure all this shit out. Because it's like, okay, well, I guess I missed that. I didn't know you could have 3. Yeah, I didn't know that either, actually. So that's something
This is so awesome. You can have up to 500 max health plus potion as health. Yeah, as well. He goes like, he has like a base of like a pretty high amount, like I want to say like 26k life, but then he has like the potion plus instances and he goes to 32k life.
This is a good question. What do you think the best elixir in the game is?
Best elixir? Probably like the 900 armor.
I was thinking 900 armor.
Or the lucky hit. I like the lucky hit. Okay. Well, depending on your build, but I think it gives you such an injection of something that you can't really get that easily. It could be pretty sick.
Yeah, I was thinking that or the critical strike damage one.
Like, or just a flat health one. Fuck it. 30% extra life. That's insane.
It's kind of good. It's 30% off the base though, right?
I don't know. I would have to, I want to say maybe it takes the whole thing, but.
I'm trying to like stack them and not use that many and just use like the shitty 15% resistant ones for XP basically. Because I want to have a fuckload of them, but. Yeah,
I stopped really messing with potions when I hit 100, but when I start to push harder content, I'll consider building them more.
I was using the armor when I was trying Uber Lilith, but I realized I'm just going to get one shot anyway. So.
Yeah, Josh, he has a good point. Elixir of not dying. Like there is that one, and then I guess it's what Scroll of Escape, so that doesn't really count. But
Scroll of Escape is actually go that you can put it on your scroll wheel and just. I guess you can actually keybind it. Well,
I keybind. So like when I escape dungeons, I have it like Alt W, and so I just come out of it, and and then I have like the 4 like potion of like killing X, potion of killing this, and I have all 4 of them there, and then I just put it depending on it. And what I want to do is I want to get next level with the Nightmare Sigils, and then like organize them based on monster type. And then it's like, do all these, and then I'll have like the 30-minute potion for these ones, and then just know what kind of enemies are each one.
It's interesting when I hear it, but I hate doing that shit. Like, it's like sounds like a spreadsheet Andy thing where it's like, let me put this one here.
Well, I'm doing so many of them that it's like, it'd be kind of cool to like, because it's like I have it, this one, it's like Dark Ravine is over here, or like Witchwater over here, and then it's
so let's do a reverse tier list of your top 3 least favorite Nightmare Dungeon affixes.
Can I just say suppressor?
Okay, so suppressor, all we have suppressor is dog shit.
Let me bitch about suppressor just from the perspective as a bard. Okay? Because it's actually worse than I thought.
You have the whirlwind shit, first of all.
Okay, whirlwind shit with the snapshotting. That's terrible. But then I played the thorn build, and then the actual monster's not considered like in there, so thorns are immune.
You literally can't damage them with them.
So I literally so the build is all about auto attacks and thorns, and I literally have to auto attack them down. It takes me probably 4 minutes.
But even when you're inside of the thing,
I'm inside of it.
Why?
Because I think what happens is they're coded to not be in it. So when they do their own damage, they're not in it.
Holy shit. Holy shit, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so the suppressor is the thing around the enemy that makes it to where you got to be inside the thing to be able to do damage to it.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Okay, so then obviously the other 2 are everything poisons and lightning.
I would say the reason why I don't like the lightning one is because it just slows you down. It's just annoying. The one that
I literally blood mist. I don't even stop. I just like, okay, here it comes blood mist. Like I just make sure to save my immune for that.
Yeah, what I do is I just do a lower tier. So it's like if I do it on a higher tier, I'm gonna dodge it. But if I do it on a low enough tier that I can just tank it.
Yeah. But I mean
resource steal. That's the right answer.
Never bothered me. People tell me that.
Me personally, it doesn't bother me. But I can imagine it bothering me based on my build. But normally what happens is like I'm spinning on him, I'm killing him fast enough to where it doesn't matter. But I can see it being an issue.
I haven't
Tracking
really noticed.
shade's annoying. The little golem is annoying.
Yeah, I've lost too many lives to getting hit. And we saw I don't know if you were there, but Tiny Penny lost his level 76 druid to double drifting shade backstab, where like it hit him.
Backstab. I don't like backstab more than resource burn. I'll dodge, and so it goes. I guess, but that sucks. I feel bad for that guy. But also at a night, it's partly his fault for doing a backstab.
Sure, but like, okay, so here's what happened though. Is he got hit with double drifting shade while he was fighting the butcher with backstab.
He has balls though. Respect for
he didn't scroll up escape or anything. He was fighting it.
Yeah, respect.
So
he went down. He went down like a true.
Because I mean,
hardcore player.
That's I mean, where are you going to do that? Double drifting shade pops off on you, and I saw one of them took out 60% of his health, and the other one was over basically. And at the same time, Butcher's like,
Yeah.
All right, we got an ad. So here's your Q&A time during the ad.
Yeah, here you go.
Ask a question. Anything about
we got a lot more in store for you after this.
Wait, just you wait. There's more. So
don't go anywhere.
Ask anything you want. Kyre, his personal life, his face.
Literally anything. My face.
Let's go as
how did you get stuck with this?
As personal as you can possibly do. As everything. Is DM's real name actually?
Mike.
You got.
Have you tried DM steaks? They look good.
You missed out. So I cooked 2 steaks today.
Yeah, all I got was how many wives? 42.
42, and 42 kids as well. So chat W and chat if the steak was good today. It was a good steak, right? Because I was surprised. I had 2 New York ribeyes. And I did where you
Why does your left arm appear to have more meat than your right arm? Were you in an accident?
It's the angle. Like
I'm literally it's the angle, bro. Let me hit it.
Flipsies, and your right arm's gonna look.
I think also too is that maybe I'm just
Are you just yoked on the left half like Trinimir?
All I do, yeah. Oh, you're right. You know what it is? It's a wide angle lens, and I'm on the edge. That's why.
So it looks bigger, whatever's closer?
Havoc knows. He knows.
Okay, hold on. If that's true, I'm going to stand like this.
No.
For the rest of the live stream.
No, that doesn't work. You got to be on the edge.
Oh, fuck.
So you can get super jacked over shit. It's hard to see it not in real time.
Does that work? Oh, okay. Well, I can instantly look jacked on the side.
So like right here, you can look fucking huge. Yeah, and then
it doesn't work for me because I got a hoodie on and it's baggy and stuff. I tried.
Oh, he knows what's up. So I love the wide angle lens for like a small room like this because then we can have the camera. It's only like right there, but we have all this.
I think cover. If we're going to do these standing, we need to separate these a little bit because we should move this one just a little bit.
Yeah, we should cover it. Yeah,
I think it looks good. It's like I'm on my side, you're on your side, but yours is fine because you're keeping to the side. But like I would need to stand over here, which to me feels like maybe this is a fine shot, but I also feel like we're a little distant. I also think that like if I stand over here more, it's probably better for the audio. But then we should have like the chat in the middle or something. Like we should have a little. Green, we have a green
I love that.
Here, and then the chat just scrolls in the middle in between.
Okay, do I just get a TV mounted?
No, because then the glare. I think you literally put green screen. Like you get just get a canvas that's just green.
Does this plate have a green?
That's what you need to get a green square. That's all you need. Okay. And then we shop in. I have it. Okay. And we shop in the chat right in the middle. And then when we're like talking and looking at chat, and be like, oh, here's the chat, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you could do that. And then the other cool thing, if we do a green screen, we can also put if we're talking about something, we can just put it here. So if we're talking about your barbarian or whatever, you just.
It's a good idea.
Put it right there, and then we can look at
Completely agree, Layla. Don't separate, you buy more. And Display has so much great stuff.
True.
Is what I was agreeing with.
Yeah, we probably
favorite games of all time? Yes. Actually, yes.
Yeah, so that's actually what these are. So it was his birthday, and I didn't know what to get for the birthday. Plus, I owed you these literally already anyway. So for the birthday, it was a double down. I got Super Metroid because Super Metroid is my favorite game of all time, basically, other than RuneScape. And there were some really any RuneScape ones I could see.
If there was this art style, I would buy this for like every game I've played.
Oh, easily. I mean, this is like a go-to. I actually want to buy another one of these just for my place because this is probably the best like art piece I've maybe ever seen. Like it's very good. Very good.
I have a Lich King displayed, and I love the Final Fantasy VII ones. That'd be because I never played Final Fantasy VII, but
that was
I feel like
question.
Yeah, like I never played that. I am playing 16, and it's amazing. But
you are playing 16.
Yeah.
It's really that good because I'm hearing
it's like all I want to do. Like I'm focusing on D4,
right.
But all I want to do is like get into a hyperbolic time chamber, play the game, and lose no time.
That's okay.
It's so sick.
That's a pretty big compliment coming from you with like a single player game like that.
It's goated. Okay. And then also it's like Game of Thrones, but like it's like super hard R. I was not expecting that at all. Like in Final Fantasy is normally not like that, and I'm crazy hard R, dropping F bombs. There's like blood everywhere. I'm not memeing.
I don't think it's called hard R.
I know it's mature for a game, but I'm just saying that as a movie, it would be hard R.
That might mean something different. I don't think we call it the hard R.
Are you Linus tech tipping me right now?
I'm Linus tech tipping you because I don't think that's the way.
You're Linus tech tipping me so hard right now.
I don't think that's the way that goes. I think it's R rating. All right, I'm saving.
It's a rated R game that's hard R. Americans have ruined the hard R.
Absolutely not. It is a very hard R-rated game.
Yeah, hard.
Okay,
is it? No.
Yeah. Am I right on this one, Chad? I don't think that's what we call. I think it's a hard R-rated game. Save this man, Darth. Let's just think it through. And see if that's what
I'm saying is it's a rated R game.
Okay,
a rated R movie.
Saved. All right, no,
I was not even going that way.
I know you're not going that way, but you're alive and there's random people and you can clip Twitch. It's a hard R-rated game. Saved.
All right, guys.
You got Linus tech tipped. All right, we're good. Saved. You are misusing the phrase. I get what he means.
Fair.
Hard M. It's a hard, mature-rated game.
It's a mature-rated game that is on the version with higher violence and higher.
Yeah, there you go. We got it.
It's a hard M. Okay.
Hard M.
Guys, it's a hard M.
Hard M. All right. We can agree on the hard M. You're good.
All right. There it is.
There it is.
Thank you for clarifying.
No problem. Got it.
Kinky.
Wait, what is hard M a kinky thing? Dude, no matter, you can't say anything online anymore. Literally everything is.
Let's just remove hard from our vernacular.
Just throw it out the window.
It's either sexualized or means something awful.
Wait, is hard M? Wait, is that a kinky
Linus
thing?
is too big to fall. You'll ruin it. See, don't say that dude's name. I had another moment earlier.
Yeah, dude. They're always trying to get you.
Jesus. I mean, one stream, multiple times.
We made one podcast. It's over already, boys. We made about 1 hour. That's all it took. Everything's a thing these days.
Goddamn. Everything's a thing. Yeah, thank you. Jesus Christ.
But
it's a brutal R-rated game.
Perfect.
High violence.
Done. You got it. We can move on. Final Fantasy 16, difficult game, established. We got it.
No hard, no moist. Yeah. Can't say any of those things. Yeah. All right. It's been real, guys. I feel like I had a good run. Appreciate all the gift subs.
I feel like we need a casket just carrying the podcast.
I thought for sure that people said that out of that one particular
Maybe
context.
I'm the idiot.
No. Chad agrees.
Okay.
Chad agrees that you were correct and I was wrong.
Okay, all right. Just check. I was just checking.
Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. Let's move on.
All right. Okay. Move on. So Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
I haven't played.
So the Final Fantasy games, I only watched them. So as a kid, Final Fantasy 7 came out when I was about 7 to 8, and I was just getting into gaming. And I would watch them play. Maybe I was 10 or something like that. But people in my building had it. And so I'd watch the cutscenes and I thought it was dope. Then later my cousin would play Final Fantasy 10. And it was sick because I'd be playing my game. We would kick it over the weekend. I would be playing Halo or whatever. And then every time there would be a story cutscene, he would play it and I would get invested into the story. But I was basically just like watching it from the perspective of like Twitch chat would watch a game nowadays.
So you've seen it, but haven't played it.
I've seen moments of 10 and moments of 7, but never played it. Yes.
Okay. So then we might be on the same page here because I have never played it, and I've seen maybe a combined total of 5 minutes of the game.
Oh, okay.
But everyone always tells me when I say that I'm the problem and that the game.
It'd be like not playing like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Like that's what it feels like. Like people give you shit immediately for not playing the game. And it's like it's a PlayStation 1 though, right?
PlayStation 1, yeah. And I didn't own a PlayStation.
I didn't own a PlayStation. I had Nintendo, and then I went into Xbox, and that was kind of it. I mean, Nintendo and the GameCube, and then Dreamcast before Xbox, actually. And okay, so let's go down. This is off the Diablo 4 topic, but I'm actually really curious. What's your top 3 consoles adjusted for enjoyment inflation, right? So, like, what's your, you know what I'm saying? So, 1, 2, and 3.
I would say, like,
starting with 3.
Probably N64.
Ooh, okay. Because that N64, that's.
I want to rate Dreamcast but it was basically a 2-hit wonder or a 3-hit wonder for me. Like Dreamcast was literally
that's fair.
Like Sonic Adventures, Soul Calibur, and Rush 2049. Like those were the 3 games.
Those are actually good call outs. Those are surprisingly good list off the top of your head right there. I'm impressed.
Right. I mean, they were goated.
They were goated.
Yeah,
those were good goated games.
You know what?
Red Dog.
You know what? It goes GameCube. No, shit. N64 I had way more fun with than the GameCube, and then probably like Xbox 360 would be like my list from 3 to 1.
But that, let me just make sure, because that's not console. That's because of the games that were on the console, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like, because Halo and then Halo 2, like it would.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and also those were the last consoles I played before PC, and PC really took off. Because back in the day, it seemed like PC was like a side thing, and then console was like way more popular. You know, back in the day.
I think
PC is getting more popular now, and a lot of games are dual launch.
So my argument is, tell me if you think this is wrong. My debate is that the consoles started losing. I think where they went down and PC started taking over was after GameCube. Like once Nintendo, because Nintendo was like.
Because that would be the same generation as Xbox, because GameCube came out a little first, and then it was Xbox and PS2. Or no, PS2, GameCube, Xbox, in that order.
I think that order. Because then PlayStation 3 was competing with Xbox, PlayStation 4 was competing with 360. And PlayStation 5 is obviously with
PS3 was competing with 360. Because it goes PS2, GameCube, Xbox, and then it goes 360, Wii, and PS3. And then it goes...
Was that not PlayStation 4 for 360?
No.
Okay, well, I'm assuming you're right because I had PlayStation.
Because then it was like the series. Because right now we have.
Okay, I'm assuming you're right because I don't know PlayStation, so I just for some reason I thought it was PlayStation 4 was competing against 360, but I guess then 360 was competing against both 3 and 4 then because 3 was during the start and then 4 came out when 360 was still because there's the 1 and then they went to
Xbox One and PS4.
I forgot about the 1 was in between. Okay,
that's when you know because PlayStation has been dominating basically the entire time like on console sales because it goes like. I would say Xbox had their moment from the Xbox and
Halo
Xbox 360.
Halo 1, Xbox One with that, right?
Yeah, well, sales-wise, I think PS2 is the highest selling console of all time. And then I think Switch is going to take that over. But right now, like I think PS4 doubled the Xbox. And then I think PS5 is like more than doubling Xbox. But like it's from console sale perspective, they're usually dominating.
All right, it's still that way though, right? PS5 won?
I think PS5 won pretty hard. Even though it's always sold out, I believe it won pretty hard. And then I want to say PS2 dominated everyone like in its entirety. Like to the point where it was like an all-timer. And then, the only thing that comes close is like Wii sales, Switch sales. So Wii U was like dog shit.
So I have a Wii U take, okay? Which is that Wii U was the most underrated Nintendo console. All right, and here's the reason why. It's because it was a gimmick play like the Wii was, but but they didn't have sports stuff to go with it because you can't like flap the thing around and all that sports. So the Wii kind of worked because all the casual Andies who didn't even play console games, like the soccer moms, are like, I'll play tennis with my kids.
I have my take on the Wii U. Okay. So you're a kid with a console. And then you have your controller, and then you have the shitty Mad Catz controller. So the Wii U makes you feel like unless you're the main person playing it, you have the shitty Mad Catz controller at all times.
Disagree, because the Wii U, what it did is it gave the kid who wants to play his fucking thing, but the family only has one TV, it gave him the ability to like, don't, save your game, I'm going to turn it off. He can just go to the Wii U and go to the other room and fuck off and still play the game. Like it merged Nintendo Game Boy and the console within the context of the house.
I think the Switch, they nailed that marketing. But
agreed.
Switch
was a better version.
They were still trying to market to the group. So when you try to market to the group and you have one person has the big controller, then it's a problem.
That's a good counterpoint. Although I do think the Wii U with the stylus was actually really good in some key scenarios. So like Mario Maker on Wii U was one of the best.
Well, we had a great time with that.
Yeah. We did play. We both played that. I played the fuck out of that, and I made a lot of I made one map that was a redo of the Super Metroid entrance. And you kind of remade it in the same type of mechanics and stuff. Actually, like unironically good.
Well, that was some of the funnest parts. Is those party game vibes with that where you have like a different person playing like the big one and you can swap that around and stuff. They just didn't have enough games.
I get what you're saying about the Mad Catz controller with like the Wii U, the big controllers, like the big dick, and then you're kind of like stuck with the
So it's like when was it gonna be my turn to be the that kind of thing, and then. And I think that's one thing, but also I think the thing that really put the nail in the head or the nail in the coffin for the Wii U was that there wasn't enough games. We would sit there and like every 3 months we would give it a shot. Like we're the biggest supporters for the Wii U. We're living together. We have a Wii U. We want to use the Wii U, and we would go check out games, and no games would be there. It would be the same selection every fucking time.
True, and then that was the point where you could kind of start to download games too. So most of the games were like what I would consider arcadey a little bit. Like they were built around the hardware, which someone in chat earlier said that like Nintendo failed to market the Wii U to the proper people. And I actually kind of think that that's probably the correct case, because the games that were marketed didn't really match the games that sold, if that makes sense. Like the ones that people were actually into the playing properly, it didn't really fit the same vibe. Oh man, what is going on here?
I'm just trying to.
I'll get back to the.
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, we're there.
Dude, you're doing pretty good, boy. You got some subs there.
I know, right?
You guys have been subbing to my boy. I'm proud of the chat.
Appreciate all you guys.
Broke
you guys
1,000 followers today. It's a big W day for Kyre.
Hell yeah!
All right, cheers to the Monster Energy opener of the podcast here.
We actually are brothers, but we just have different dads and different moms.
Correct. So brothers at heart through gaming, not brothers by DNA or vaginal canals. I think would probably be a way to say that, right?
Yeah, that would be definitely a way.
There you go. we spawned in this. You were born in Alaska as well, though, right?
Yeah. Yes, I was. I've been here the whole.
So we share spawns, but not in that way.
Yeah. Yes. I've goofed. I've goofed live.
Don't acknowledge it. Don't make it. Continue. Push through.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, okay. That is an interesting way to put it.
All right, I'm sorry. Is that too far? Did I go too far with the
No. I think you did the thing. Yeah, brood spawn.
Same stuff. We share the same brood spawn. Yeah.
Also, okay. I like our tangent, but I do want to stay on topic with Diablo 4.
We have to bring it back to Diablo 4. We're talking about the fucking Wii U, for Christ's sake.
That's when you know we're deep cuts.
We are way down the rabbit hole on this one.
D4. Okay, let's talk about. First thing I want to say, a big W for the season of D4. Big W.
I actually think it's a decent W.
Well, no, I want to specifically say what the W is. And I completely agree. I think it's a big W. Here's the first one is going to be that you experience, as long as you've done the story, you experience the season mechanic immediately. I love that. You get to experience it immediately. You talk to Cormand. It's right after the campaign. You skip the campaign. You get to talk to him at level 1. Boom. You get to experience it. I like that.
Is this my gap to fill in?
Yeah, I was hoping, but I will continue. The show goes on.
Go on, Kyre. The floor is yours. Let's hear the next one.
And then I like that, too, that it's giving us more legendary essences, because they're basically saying it's going to either be strong as legendary essences or they're going to be even stronger. So that is going to be the big thing. I guess where it's going to either live or die on being a win is going to be how interesting is it going to change our characters? Is it going to be just another
and
stat
this is where I come in. So here's my take on it, okay? Is that, you know what made me excited? When they said that the point is we want to have overpowered broken builds. Like those were their words.
I like that in the thing. They were like, you can make these broken builds.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, cool. Because the Eternal Realm, it seems to me like what they're trying to do is like somewhat balanced, like get rid of the bugs, make sure all the classes are somewhat together. And then when the seasons, it is supposed to be just go fucking kill everything. Which for me is fine, because then what you can do is, okay, season 1 was disgusting, everyone was broken. Season 2, maybe we're not as strong. But like, it's just a season. Who cares? Like, it's 3 months of the game. It doesn't ruin the whole game. The season mechanic doesn't go into the Eternal Realm. You don't have to worry about it. The other legendaries, etc., do. But you can fuck around for a season and go nuts. Like, I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. People have talked about like, oh, it goes away. I'm like, that's a good thing. You don't want a situation where it becomes like Hearthstone with wild mode. And then, because it's just the intention of wild mode is to be a shit show. I don't want the Eternal Realm to be a shit show. I want the Eternal Realm to be still something that lasts a long time, but you still want to go back to it. I don't want to go back to the Eternal Realm with like 5 different seasonal mechanics, on top of it. That would be too much. And it would also be too much for people that are just getting into the game and they might not want to do a season. They want to do the Eternal Realm.
I also think that would be impossible to balance. Like if they brought each mechanic, it's literally impossible. And then they would have to actually think about balancing the seasonal mechanics instead of going like the full Dota, where it's just like, okay, everything's fucking overpowered. Just deal with it.
Yeah, I also think, I would love the stats on how many people, like the percentage of people that played seasonally versus non-seasonally. It would really help me determine in Diablo 3 how popular seasons were. But it seems like seasons are such a like integrated part of these games that it's like, what
I think
they're it's like, oh, they're so core to them.
I think people, when they play RPGs, they play till they get bored. They stop playing and they're like, I'll try it out next season. Yeah. You see the spike in the Google trends with each season. Obviously people are searching for builds.
When we were looking up Diablo 3, it would be every season would have a big boost.
Exactly. So I think like, and more though, the seasons were like, okay, here's new content every season for the normal thing. So it's not really, it's just like, this is when the new stuff comes out. But the seasons for Diablo feels like everyone's starting the game again for the first time. So it's like a fresh server, like they're reliving the experience. Like old school RuneScape went through this, where they had some rejuvenation, where they had what they called fresh start servers that then would roll into the main server, exactly like seasons in the RPG. Yeah. So I had this big spike of all the players who used to play RuneScape. They're like, let me come back and try it again. So it brings back, it constantly makes people give them
I like that. I look at it as an exciting thing. I don't look like I'm forced to do it. I look like I'm excited to try it, because it is the most exciting part of a game is when we're all on the same level and we all get to experience it at the same time. So you give us a date to where you could tell everyone, hey, it's back to square one with a new mechanic. Let's try this. And then everyone plans for it on the 20th kind of thing, or on the weekend, whenever you could play. The thing I'm curious about, I saw a comment here. I feel like I don't have a choice but to play season from Mighty Goonie. Is there a way you can elaborate on that? Because they're trying to sell it as in you want to do this. I just don't understand the feeling of I don't have a choice but to play, or I feel like I don't have a choice.
I'll take 2 guesses at it. Okay. Number one is he wants to experience the new content, which is basically the seasonal mechanic and seasonal quest. He probably feels like the only way to do that's by playing a season.
I think that's a good point, where it's like, I need to play season because I don't have much time or whatever, but if I don't, I'm going to lose it. It's a FOMO, potentially.
Maybe that's part of it for me. So that's probably part of it. The other part of it, I think, is these games are fundamentally hype beasts, where it's like, look, if you're not playing season, but I am, I feel disconnected. Yeah. Like we're playing the same game, but it almost feels like not really. Yeah. So I think part of that is like, all my friends are playing the season. I have to play this season. So you feel
Battle Pass
you're kind of stuck into it.
So the FOMO, FOMO missing out because that season mechanic is gone. And I think in their side, they want you to feel that way. Where they're kind of,
of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's potentially, feels bad. But at the same time, I think they've given it enough time to where it's like, it's on you now after 3 months. If you don't experience it after 3 months, it's on you. And then the Battle Pass as well. And so I'm like legitimately, non-ironically excited for the cosmetics and stuff from the Battle Pass.
Yeah, so the Battle Pass is, for me, it's like, who gives a fuck? It's literally the shop 2.0, which, by the way, the shop in Diablo 4 is garbage. Like, the skins are almost not good.
Completely
There's no reason to spend money, which is fucking good. Like, why would I want reasons to spend money in a game that I already spent money on, right?
Yeah.
We play mobile games, sick of spending money in games. Okay. So it's like, I would rather the shop suck ass. And then when the battle pass comes out, it's like, okay, if I want to buy the battle pass, I can. There's no benefit to it other than cosmetics once again. And maybe the cosmetics will look cool. I did notice that the battle pass cosmetics are way better looking than the shop ones.
I noticed that too.
Yeah. So
that's what I was saying in my thing, where it's like, there's the good ones. There's the
good ones because they got glowy shit on them, right? But then the point of that is they work for all the classes. So you're going to get FOMO of like, I have the season 1 cosmetic, but once you buy it, it works for everything.
That was one thing that they did terribly in Immortal that they're doing great in this one, where it's class agnostic. So you can just get the thing, and then regardless of where you go, you got the thing, which is fantastic. You have no worry. It's like, well, this, you have to min-max it. Like, well, this one looks good on Barb, but this one looks terrible on Barb. So I'm going to put this on my Necro that looks way better on the Necro. Like, having to worry about that would be terrible. So I'm glad that they are doing that. I think the thing I'm also excited about too is that they're speeding up the leveling process through the battle pass. And so it's like, I'm not trying to pay for it, but I like that the seasonal mechanic is making it to where the leveling process is going to be faster than it is now. So we have two things that are double dipping on that, where you have the battle pass speeding up the leveling process, and you also have the Nightmare Sigils getting the buff. So you're doing more of the things that you want to be doing and getting a bigger percentage on all of that.
But just for pure clarity, it's not the battle pass that speeds up.
It's the free portion. Well, you get the currency to buy the thing.
That has nothing to do with the battle pass.
Wait, what?
Like, the free portion of the battle pass, yes, but like the premium battle pass that you buy, just to be clear,
Well, the premium portion is all cosmetic. Free portion, but you can skip tiers on that battle pass to get those currencies faster. But there's hard level requirements on those currencies, so you still have to level before, even though you buy silver to do that. So that's to prevent that.
That is true, but can you actually buy to get the? I thought those were one of the ones that like skips over.
I heard clarification in their post that they say it was either there or they were talking about it on the dev stream. But like, what happens? The thing that prevents it is the hard level cap before you can even use it.
Right, because that's where the confusion of like, okay, well, if the gate is actually the level of the battle pass, then it's potentially pay to win, because
that would be the thing. They just need to balance it appropriately to where even it, like, let's say you just wail out and then you get to the thing, but you need to be at, what is it, level 10?
I just think they should skip it. Like, I just think like the premium battle pass.
Jesus Christ, it's a hard level cap.
Hard level cap.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely. So I think that I would prefer it if when you buy the tier skips, whenever it gets to like the smoldering ashes, it just goes to the next. Like, it doesn't.
I would prefer, like you just completely. If I'm going to spend money, and then here's the smoldering ashes,
leapfrog,
and you go to here, and
exactly.
And then you just leapfrog it all, and then you get this unlocked when you hit like 15.
Because there's no, if it is level 30, based, then there's no reason for it to also be battle pass based.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I guess we're kind of like waiting to see, because that's the only part that didn't make logic to me. Like, they actually said specifically that they're not going to do that, so I choose to believe them. But like, if it's not that case, people are going to.
I will believe them until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Just because, yes, the past is a good indicator of the future. At the same time, I'm going to let them, hopefully learn from their mistakes.
Well, we're going to find out really soon.
And exactly, and it's like, who cares about like theorizing or doom? Like being all doom and gloom. It's like, I'm excited for this game. I want to stay positive, and if they prove us otherwise, then we can go in. But until then, let's just stay positive.
Because every single person will make a video being mad if that's the case. Like, everyone will. So.
You'll see it. Like, it's funny because what I've done on my like main channel is I've removed every subscription except Diablo stuff. And it's so funny to see, like, for example, new patch notes came out or whatever, the new thing, and you get like 20 videos on the same subject, and they all come out roughly the same time. And it's funny to see who's like on it.
Yeah. Dude, Veldshot was the fastest motherfucker I have ever seen upload a video. He uploaded the patch breakdown before the live stream was over.
Yeah, because what you do, because I was thinking about doing that, but I had to go to work where there was two parts to it. There was the cosmetic portion and the other part, and if you just talk about it midway through, the second you get the info, you could crank that out.
I was impressed. I was like, damn, this guy is fast,
good internet speed. Yeah, you got to have like good upload. You got to be ready to go. Have the thumbnail done the night prior. Can you earn the battle pass through silver in game like a lot of games? I would.
No,
you cannot. But I think it'd be nice if there was a middle tier where there's a currency you can earn through doing activities, and then you have like the free, the semi-paid that you can grind, and then the paid.
To be clear, just so you're completely clear, the only thing that you get from the battle pass is tier skips for cosmetics.
I don't want to cut you off.
There's no...
Yeah, I think, yes, tier skips, cosmetics. And so Scroll of Amnesia is great for car. Won't need to borrow money from UTM. Yes.
That'll be good for my bank account.
Your gold bank account on there. I won't, ask for loans. Can I get a small loan of multiple millions of dollars in gold?
You get nothing anymore. After today's stream, after saying we're even.
We're even.
Then nope.
Well, also in the season, we're going to get more gold. We're going to get more. Because I see a lot of people doing content. They have 200 million gold. So I want to just sit there and just farm a shitload of gold.
We can just level some
100 million. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, 100 million.
Yeah.
You know what we should do is instead of farming RuneScape, just log in and be like, all right, guys, give me all your gold, and then just sit in there and just trade and be like 50 million.
I've gotten like appreciate all the guys, and I've gifted subs to the people doing this, so it's not. I'm not just taking things.
Right.
So, but at the same time, I've got people hit me up with like, oh,
how many times have you respect?
Respect?
How many times? You don't know the number?
7.
This fucking guy.
No, okay. So I've gone multiple different Paragon boards. I've gone like 4 different Whirlwind builds. I've gone Rupture. I've gone Thorns. I've gone Double Swing. I've gone...
No one give this man any more gold. He is fiscally irresponsible with his gold at this point.
He gave me 8 million. I spent 7 million of it in 5 minutes.
I don't want to hear that. So what we need to do next is see how you have the star.
Oh yeah, I was gone with that real quick, Bunny.
We're gonna need to hook you up with some badges and emotes and stuff.
Ads.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I'm already on it, son. Don't worry. This is years of professionalism. I'm talking about.
You're the train conductor.
So maybe a little bit of a rabbit trail with the Wii U, but we're bringing it back onto the trail. We need to get you like your face or something as like the badge because it's all purple stars right now. It's very generic. We need to upgrade.
Yeah, we do.
You're getting a good amount of subs. You have more subs right now than I had the month before D4 launch.
Oh wow,
you're doing really nicely done.
Hell yeah,
the boy's popping off.
Carragher need to start selling his gear at the Smith soon for his respect addiction. Yeah.
I think we should go into the Q&A portion of this.
Q&A portion? Okay, we're
Q&A portion here.
I think okay, do you want to do like a quick recap of the changes, kind of like, because I think overall we're positive. We're excited to see where it goes.
Season 1, you mean?
Season 1, yeah.
Okay, so here I'll start. So Season 1, I think for me was encouraging. What I didn't want to see was that it was mostly focused on quest, story, and dialogue. What I wanted to see was that it was focused on new itemization and loot. Because that's the biggest complaint in the game right now.
Yeah.
So when I saw that 32 new, basically legendary aspects were going into 3 new spots, so they're basically like additional spots, and they say broken fun builds, for me that's a W. Now I also would love to see new bosses, new Ubers, etc., which they did say new bosses and all that are coming to the Eternal Realm, and new legendary and new unique. So not only are we getting the 32 new, we're getting new items. Okay. So we're getting new additions to itemization, which I think is the biggest complaint in the game. So for me, I'm mostly excited by seasons. That's kind of my general recap of it. What's yours?
I would say I'm excited. I want to see exactly what kind of things they expect out of those hearts that we're going to be getting. How convenient is it going to be to farm these things? How fun is that loop of like, if I didn't get anything, how fun is it just to fight these new bosses and these new affixes? Because it's like, what if they're all suppressor minions, level of annoying? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of what ifs on potentially what happened. You upgrade them. It's like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just take my armor because I don't care. I don't want to fight this annoying guy. There's a lot of potential what ifs that on the negative side it could happen. And a lot of my excitement is going to be dependent on that. Conceptually, I think it's really good. I think conceptually it's really good. It's just going to be up to them. Let's see how it's implemented. Let's wait and see. But right now, I'm seeing it. I think for the people that have played Diablo 3 a lot or played PoE, it might be pretty basic for you. But for me, that's the perfect amount of stuff I want to be added to the game at this point in my ARPG journey.
Major things you're like majorly disappointed they didn't mention or talk about?
I think the 2 big things. I want to be able to lock gear, and I want to be able to get more storage space. And until then, the longer that takes, the longer I'm annoyed. But they've already addressed it, and then they're working on it. And so with Blizzard, if you're going to play...
soon.tm.
Yeah, it's a soon.tm that they've addressed it, and they want to go through it fast, and it's the typical stuff, but they've addressed it, and they're at least confirming that it's a problem that they're going to fix. You should, every time you take a Blizzard game, you should go into the Blizzard game knowing that it's going to take longer than it should. And once you have that expectation, then Blizzard games are fine. They're fine. It takes longer than it should. You just have that, and you're okay.
You have to move slow. It's a skittish relationship.
Yeah, and so it's like, okay, I like how Asmund put it. It's like Blizzard time dilation. And that is very true.
That's actually pretty good. They're within the Wizards time slow bubble.
Yes.
Where it's just, everything's just...
You remember in Loki when he gets hit and he's like falling slowly? That's how Blizzard programs their games. And so if you are just okay with moving through like that, and also another just overall philosophy I have with games when it comes to patch culture and stuff like that, just how this is the new norm, is that if you are not having fun right now, find a different game.
I want to add on that point, because like one of my points is like, people coming in the stream, we had this multiple times today, and they'll be like, I fucking hate this game. It's like, well then just stop playing.
Yeah, okay. Like, and then also there's people, I've played 200 hours, I've leveled up 6 different classes, I've farmed all the glyphs, I've beat Uber Lilith. I have nothing more to do.
Yeah, it's like,
I have nothing more to do. This game's trash.
You fucking beat it.
You done the thing.
Yeah,
you done did it.
Yeah, you got your $70 of 400 hours of entertainment in 400 hours since the game's been live or whatever. Like, congratulations, you've beaten the game. So.
So there's definitely there's that aspect. There's always going to be the extremes on both sides of it, but I'm just like, I still think it's hilarious. I still think it's funny.
I also think like it's okay to both not like a game and not play it.
Yeah.
Like there's this thing that happens in gaming communities where it's like this new hype game comes out and everyone's like, it needs to be my game. And it's like, why? I just play a different one.
I need Diablo to fit perfectly into the hole in my heart.
Yeah.
And fulfill it. And
I mean, it's okay. Maybe
this game doesn't do my taxes.
Yeah, it's like maybe it'll be okay for like 2 months, and then if you hate it after 2 months, you got 2 months.
Well, and also, I feel like the best way to incentivize a company to make their game better is to play other games. Like we're in a golden age of games, in my opinion. You mean yes, the launch. We're in a dark ages of game launches, but we're in a golden age of game availability. So just play other games. Totally fine.
All right, let's go to the Q&A to wrap it up here. So how long should we be spending on the leveling during seasons? On your opinions? I hate this that takes this long currently, and 6% extra from the new system is not enough for me. Is it 6% for experience? I thought it was 60.
What are you talking
about? He's talking about bonus experience for leveling.
I thought it was like 5% per tier or something like that.
No, it would be 20%. I might be thinking 60% gold or salvage materials. There was a 60% somewhere in
there. There's a thing here. How about you ask questions?
So I'll answer that question, Mega. I do believe that if people don't hit level 100 in Eternal by the time it comes out, 60% longer duration of potions, that's what it was. 3% per tier. Yeah, 12% sounds right. I think it's 12%. I do believe that if people didn't hit 100 during the Eternal, they're sure as fuck not going to hit 100 during the Season 1, I think. Now, as seasons are 3 months long, the game hasn't been out 3 months, and maybe the average casual Andy hits 100, but I think the average casual Andy is closer to quitting the game in those 3 months than they are to continuing to play until they hit level 100. I think most people probably will quit around level 80, 85, if I had to guess. I think that's when people get bored, be like, I played it, I liked it, didn't like it, whatever. They'll either play a new class, they'll quit, they'll wait for season, whatever. Now, if the season is fun, this is the difference. If the season is more fun at those levels, I do think more people won't care how long it takes to level because they're going to play the game more and they're going to be enjoying it more. So if the level 80 to 100 process is 5 times the amount of fun than the previous Eternal Realm, then people won't care as much that it takes just as long to level. Because they're having 5 times the amount of fun, they will be playing it more. That's the way I see it. So I think if it is true we have broken builds, not only are we killing faster, which means the experience goes faster, but you're also going to be enjoying it more. Also, now the Nightmare Dungeon buff will be out for this too since the beginning, so there's part of that as well. Let's see here. What's next on the list? So the gameplay loop is now having fun while leveling and not the old RPG classic of in-game grind. I think that's
I'm not Jamie level.
Probably where they're going as well with this.
I could not pull it up. I could not pull that up, Jamie.
No, you fucked up, Jamie. I'm pretty sure that they're right, though, 12% here. So moving on to the next question. Did either of you like Diablo story lore pre-D4? I actually, so maybe this will get me in hot water. I actually thought Diablo Mordo's story and lore was very good. I actually listened to it. I thought that thank you. I thought that the voice acting is very good. I think cutscenes in Diablo 4 is very good. I thought the story, including the twist at the end of Diablo 4, was very good. In fact, we both reacted. We're like, "Oh wow!" when we saw the twist at the end, etc. I actually think, for the most part, most of the Diablo games that I have played, I enjoyed the story. I don't remember the D3 story at all. I honestly didn't give a fuck about the D3 story when I did play it. I thought it was. I think I like the D4 one. It's way more memorable for me than D3.
I feel like that's one thing. Like, I didn't give a fuck about the story, but I feel like that was a me problem. Like, in a lot of games, like I didn't give a fuck about the Honkai Star Rail, and it's like, why am I even playing this game?
Yeah,
like the story is the whole point, and I'm trying to like change that perspective. I feel like I'm like,
I think that's fair.
From WoW, like I was like, okay, well, when's the game start? It's like I'm finally 100, and then I've taken that concept of playing a game all the way through. Like, I think Destiny is an example of a game where it's like the story's dog shit, but like they do a good job of having the lore around it where you can read it all and then you can experience the story at your own pace.
The cutscenes for Destiny are good though.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot of just like Peter Dinklage just monotone reading the story.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, but at the same time, yes, like the cutscenes were good, and then like there was just enough to be interesting from that, but then they would like fill it all in, and you could like really get into it, and then go back, and then the next time there's a story thing, you're excited for it.
How long do you think you will last in hardcore in season 1, assuming you start in hardcore? I don't know, because I could die at any time. Like, I haven't died yet on any hardcore. Level 50 is the farthest I've gone, so not that far. It's on Sorcerer.
He's the actual goat. It farmed 0 deaths.
I mean, if you don't play hardcore, you can't die, right? So it's pretty easy. I hope I can go to 100. I think I would die around 70 or 80 if I had to guess. And then I'll probably quit hardcore and go back to softcore and make content if I had to take a shot at it.
Oh, Dark with the gift sub. Appreciate it, man. They've gifted a total of 2 on the channel. Appreciate both of those. Judo Stevo with the gifted sub.
Have you ever tried or inspected the viewer's build to rate it, at least for how fun it is? Would be interesting to see something besides the same 2 builds for each classes. No, because once you open the door, they're like, hey, can you give me an opinion on your build? Then it's like, that's all you do all day for your stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really that interested. I've added a few people into the parties. They wanted to do dungeons and stuff together, which is kind of fun. And we made the dungeon grind a little bit faster. But I'm kind of careful with that stuff because as soon as I start looking in the thing, then that's all the chat becomes.
I'll do it only for barbs. Only barbs. That's the only ones I can evaluate. Also, Judo Stevo has paid it forward and has gifted a sub. His first gift sub on the channel to 808 Junkie.
All right, you want to get this next question here?
Which one? Okay, do you prefer pre-release content like they did for launch or the mystery of season 1?
I don't think season 1's a mystery, is it?
I think they're pretty transparent. Pre-release content, are you talking about like how people had access to the game early?
I think that's what he's mentioning. I probably prefer the mystery of it then in that aspect because I had early access, which was great for me and my YouTube channel growth, but I would prefer it blind in terms of personal enjoyment.
Yeah, I like the blind aspect. I mean, like if they offered me that, I'm taking it literally every time, but I don't want that to ever be an offer for anyone.
Yeah, I would like. It's an arms race is the problem because it's a global competition.
Gotta say yes.
So it's like if they're offering it to all these fucking people, you're going to say yes because you care about growth. But in terms of like, would I prefer they offered to no one? Yeah, it would have been better to have no one have it, especially for the game. Let's see what's next here. Like a Shavan stuff versus the new story. I don't really know. Do you know what that means? Do you like a Shavan stuff versus the new story?
I'm not sure. I don't know the lore that much. Here, I 3D printed Lilith. Check this out. A lot. Kind of dope.
It's a lot of boobage on that Lilith.
Hey, this is like the front page of Twitch. Right there.
Yeah. Pretty good. Kyle's got into 3D printing lately.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was thinking, I wanted to, since the horses are gone, if anyone has an STI file or STL file, I believe, of a horse, Diablo themed, print them out and we can give them out.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Right?
I like that. That's a way better way of keeping the horsey meme going.
Yeah, horses are back in the stable, boys.
And so the way that we translated that in the lore is they all became a horse ranch. You've seen the horse ranch meme, right?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them, yeah.
That's the meme. Let's see. Okay, a couple more questions, boys. Let's wrap it up with a couple more questions here.
Do you use Blender? No. I don't have time for that shit. That shit's really complicated. I am busy spinning in Diablo. So if people want to use their massive brains to be able to get some STL files for a sick horse from the game, or they know how to get in there and get the horse stuff from that and make it a 3D model so I can print it. I would love to be able to take the button print, press that button, and horses come out. That would be ideal. If it takes a little bit more work than that, so be it.
No, I like the horse idea. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's do a couple more questions here, and then let's get some feedback as well while I'm here about what you guys think about the podcast. Are you enjoying it? Pros, cons, let's get a little bit of feedback as well, because it's number one for the D4 podcast. I know we went off rails. I mean, we'll probably do a better job at picking some topics and sticking to them in the future, but we're kind of horsing around a little bit, just trying to improv this for the first one, but
you standing makes me feel tired.
We got a W at least. So we got one W.
A W in the chat. Love that.
And then how did we do in terms of keeping the people here?
I think we were at 250 a little bit ago.
How are we doing? Okay. Yeah, we're keeping it going. Okay. That was not bad. Decent retention. Okay. So we got some people here. Bunch of W's.
I wonder if it helped. I think like the fun in the beginning, we stay on topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay on topic.
Do you think Wii U took another L? The Wii U didn't hold retention either.
Ooh.
Hard W. Let's go, Boz. Love that.
There we go.
Actually, I just got that.
Yeah. No.
Fuck! I just got that.
Don't give in. Are you looking forward to side story in season 1 versus the main campaign? I'll be honest with you. I could give a fuck. I want to see the items. That's where I really want to see the items. I could be an unpopular opinion, but I like the tangents. Is tangents a W or an L in terms of because where we do go off a little bit on the side, but it does make it more natural. To be fair,
yes. So
I like it. I also like the standing. People are saying get comfy, but I also kind of
I prefer standing, to be honest.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're doing these long, because this was like 2 hours.
I was talking about Chet yesterday. My steps are a fucking mess when I'm off. So check this out.
Okay, let's see this.
So these are my steps working. So
you're at like.
So I do 9,200 steps on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when I normally work. So 9K, 7K, 7K, and
it just drops off.
And then my days off, 1,500, 1,500, 1,200.
You're sitting your ass down,
yes,
son.
I'm locking it down. Yeah.
Don't you guys think the uniques need to be better? I think 1 or 2 uniques are worth it. Others are way too penalizing. So here's my opinion on that. I don't think it's the uniques that's the problem. I think the problem is that the builds suck. Maybe you could argue that the uniques are what make the builds good, but I think there's a lot of builds that don't use the uniques. I think the problem is there's an unbalance between what moves are good and what moves aren't good. So like, for instance, the Blood Surge necklace for the Necromancer, okay? If I want to use that one with minions and Blood Surge, both minions suck as well as Blood Surge. Now, I know there's ways to make minion good, but I'm saying compared to Bone Spear, which is the best build, minions are worse, Blood Surge is worse. So I have a unique that both focuses on minions and Blood Surge, which means that unique sucks. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's innately a problem with the design of the unique. It just means that build sucks so much that therefore the unique sucks. That's the way I see it. I could be wrong. It could be the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know enough about like how to make target farming good, but it would be nice if there's like some type of target farm. I know there is some kind.
It was fine with Helltides. Like they did the W, which was you could target farm and Helltides.
But then you could also target farm if you really get deep dive into like each one and then the odds of dropping within each dungeon of the monster type and stuff like that. Like there's a whole thing there.
Yeah, which is hard for me to even understand because from what I'm understanding, the data is server-sided for the drops. So I don't understand how people even know that.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It's out of my wheelhouse. It would all be speculation there. But so we got a moist W and then W delay LOL. Yeah, I think he's right. I think what it is it's Trust Me Bro. Trust Me Bro is their source, and it's kind of where it's
Probably.
at. But was it also when it comes to the uniques, at least for Barb, a lot of them are okay. it's like, I kind of like this level of balancing where it's like, if you get a unique early, it's a big power spike, but then the real God roll is getting the 4 perfect stats.
Yeah,
and
okay
I kind of
with
like
that
that
too.
balancing.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I do
where
like
it's
it.
like, okay, temerity, amazing first thing, but then eventually you want like 4.
It falls off real fast.
Yes.
Yeah,
and so that's great because it gives you that power injection that you're looking for in games like this.
That's a good point. Like maybe the real items were the yellows we got along the way.
Yeah. Well, also, I have an idea of how because right now what's happening is the power is there, but it doesn't feel like you get power. I have this theory on how the game could improve. This would be what I would want to like put into the game. It's like make your own dopamine, and how it would work is it would be a gear filtering system, and what you do is per each thing. So like, let's say you don't want to see certain things, you don't want to see sacreds or whatever, or there's certain gear you don't want to see. But what you do is based on the affixes of a piece. Like let's say you take legs. Okay. And you want to see damage reduction, fortified, damage reduction, close, damage reduction, injured, and like total armor, for example. And so what you do is you say that's what you're looking for. And then when you drop a piece that's a leg piece and it has 2 of those.
Have like 2 out of 4?
2 out of 4, it's blue. Or for example, it's like a color. And when it has 3 of the 4,
like that
it's like yellow.
Like
and then when it's like 4, it's like, holy shit, you just got exactly what you're looking for.
That's a great point. Because my biggest problem isn't like, obviously the drops could be better, but like my biggest problem isn't even that. It's that I don't want to pick up everything and look at it while I'm trying to farm dungeons. I want to know what it is before I pick it up. Which Path of Exile sort of has because you can like see the sockets before and it's socket based. So you know, okay, I should spend my time looking at this one or not. But this game, you have to literally look at everything in the middle of farming, so it slows you down.
Crip had a good point where the little transition, the little fade between each piece is not instant. So it's like you have to like scroll over and it fades out, fades in, fades out, fades in. And it's like half a second, but every time you feel it, you know, when you hover over. So that's another thing that feels bad too.
That's a good point too. It just adds more time into it.
You can set up custom loot filter. Oh, well, they already had the idea. I thought I was like innovating.
PoE's got like most of the ideas. I think that's why people like it. But all right, we got any last questions here? What we do? 3 more?
Getting that rare piece
questions?
is exactly what you're looking for. Is such a low dopamine hit. It's kind of meh.
Yeah, but that dopamine hit will increase when you see a different color drop. Yeah, like that's part of the dopamine. Look, when you see a unique and it's that different color, like even though like you guys were saying, unique suck. Like when you get it, you're still like, oh shit, unique, right? Like it'd probably be the same thing.
So it's like I think uniques serve a place where at the moment they're not the god roll. So it's like you need to have a better, like that's why when you get the 4-banger, it's like this whole it needs to be look better than the unique. Yep. But right now they want it balanced where the unique needs to be in the build, which I don't like because that makes builds feel too similar. Whereas I think it's actually balanced well, they're just titled wrong. Where it's like here's an injection, here's a power injection that's obvious, but it gets better. You know, there's a so it's like but they're not going to do that. It's too hard to explain that.
What's the pod schedule going to be? I think we're doing Mondays after my
Sunday,
stream.
Monday, Tuesday, whatever fits for you.
So I'm thinking Mondays. Okay. Like after my stream Mondays, we raid into Kyre. We go, maybe sometimes it'll be on my stream, but I'm thinking Mondays around this time is typically what it's going to be. Some of them will be in person, some of them will be online. Kyre will come out probably Mondays. Well, I think Mondays is going to be like both in-person podcast stuff as well as online podcast stuff, as well as like in-person non-podcast stuff. Where we might do some like things. So I think Mondays is going to be the collab days from what I'm gathering here. But we're still trying to figure that out. As far as the time, we don't have a time yet, but it's basically Mondays after my stream.
I'm probably going to upload this immediately. I'm probably going to like hop off here, upload it, and get this out immediately.
To the two brothers. Yep.
Yeah, and then here, we'll link that one more time.
Let's do one more question, and then what do you think? Wrap it up there?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Keep it before we go too long
with one
here.
more. And also, Bossified has joined the light. You know, season 1 going all Barb in. Love that. Barb convert.
Okay, here's an interesting question for you guys, especially for Darth. Do you think there'll be a clash of already established ARPG streamers with more casual streamers that are big coming from other games? No, I don't see why they're different markets. Like, I don't believe I appeal to the people that are trying to min-max the game. I think that I explain basic concepts and basic tips at a basic level that most average casual people can understand it. And I think I'm more trying to be entertaining than I am informative. So I don't see why I would clash with anybody. It's just not, I haven't clashed with anyone. I like all the people.
Yep. I think you're basically the Diablo of Diablo YouTube content.
The Diablo of Diablo.
Well, because it's like you have all these ARPG players, and most of the content creators are like they're basically the PoE of Diablo content creators. Whereas you're exactly what Blizzard's intending for ARPG, where it's like, here's the.
Well, I think I got a little bit lucky with this one because this game's a little bit casual. If it was like Path of Exile 3 or something, like I would just get chilling.
Sure, you're happy with the raid.
Right at the raid, right at the end, son.
Well, we'll take that raid and double it and give it to the next one.
Here's a question. Okay, last question here. What do you think about being able to farm parts, shards of unique X amount? You can turn them in for unique. I don't like that idea, personally. I actually don't find farming fragments in any game to be interesting for anything. I don't like, okay, I got 13 fragments today, 27 fragments tomorrow, 64 this day. Okay, now I can craft the item. I just think that's a boring way. I want the full dopamine if I got the item or I don't have it. I don't like that in gachas, and I don't like it in these.
I don't like it because we played Fragment Collectors, and the level of dopamine difference between, holy shit, like, yes, it's one of those things that it sounds like you'd want that, but you don't want that. Because it's way more exciting to up the dopamine.
Completely agree.
Than it is to make it a realistic way of doing it. The whole point of this game is that, I don't know, it's like there's the psychology thing about like how humans work when it comes to non-certain rewards. And them keeping that in is important for the game.
Well, and not only that, but it's like ARPGs are they're not like gacha games and pay to win, but they're gacha games and like the reason people like them, which is like you're waiting to acquire something and then you acquire it and it feels good. And like that's kind of the same.
It's like gambling.
Concept.
I like gambling, and this is like the ethical version of gambling because it's you pay one time and then I can't just keep dumping money in to keep the slot machine going. I dump my time in. And then if you make a fun loop that's engaging, I get the highs of gambling without the potential losing all my money.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. And I also think there's a puzzle element. Like people like putting the puzzle together too, which is another part of it. But I see both sides of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up, boys. GG today. W in chat if you enjoyed the podcast. L if you think it sucked and we suck. Other than that, we are going to see you next Monday for the next one of these. And love y'all. Thanks for coming. We're gonna.
We got the W's are pouring in.
They're pouring in.
All
so
right, guys. It has been real.
We're gonna raid what J-Gigs. Maybe J-Gigs is on.
If J-Gigs is on, he's getting the raid 100%.
You want me that? All right, here
this guy. He's the 7/7 content creator. Doesn't look like it, but he is a giant in real life. Easily the most. He's off.
He's off. Okay.
Okay.
How about Urs?
Urs, yeah.
Urs is playing Star Citizen. So
nice. I have a coworker that absolutely loves this game.
Yeah, I've heard that some people really get into it. All right, boys, we're going to raid Urs. Go give him a follow. He's another friend of ours from the very first game we ever made content.
Yeah, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, big content creator there. It looks like he's going variety.
Yep.
But it's been real. This was a lot of fun. See you next Monday.
Bye-bye, boys.
All right.